best friend, your worst enemy. Sometimes if the pie is done, some will eat and chew with you. Every line is just a diving song. It's just about you. Only your friends know your secrets. So only E would reveal it. And ooh, the cat vets. Let them wear it. I'm gonna change that look. Ooh, the Q-vets. Let them wear it. Ooh, I got some stuff to talk about that. Here's a trauma con. And a trial or something. And a goo. Virus. Hey, good morning, people. Hang on, I gotta get ready. Some will hate you, pretending they're cute for you now. Ooh, what is wrong with this man? Hang on. No, you know what? Yesterday, ooh, I gave my Trump Q friends some credit. Hey, we gonna take it all back. Have y'all been watching what's been going on? Pass the words. My Trump Q friends some credit. Hey, we gonna take it all back. And George Bush's and martial law orders, and you don't own nothing. They might come and take your toilet paper. I'm making the something would run away. You gotta run. You gotta eat your good food because you're gonna have to run later. Eat the organic food so you can run later. All right, I'm almost done. All right, let me put YouTube there. Ooh, the cap fits. Good morning, people. Ooh, the cap fits. Let them wear it. Ooh, the cap fits. Let them wear it. I gotta change the background here because 1871 is still applicable, but we got some updates we need to make here. Hang on, let me move this down, move that, click this, turn on the Facebook comments. I'm running out of coffee too. I'm low on coffee. Good morning, everybody. We're almost ready to go. Press this right here. Bring in the Facebook comments, Facebook informations, YouTube comments, and VK. Let's do VK. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? How's everybody doing? Ooh, it's a lot I got to talk about today. I'm gonna try to keep this one under 8 hours. We're gonna do our best. Who is that? Sardines. What's sardines? Rhonda Johnson, are you from the Washington, D.C. area? We had a song called Sardines back in the day. But most people here have no idea what go-go is, so I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to leave that one alone. But they say sardines. Sardines is a good prep food. They say that, Rhonda. You should get some sardines. I don't know. I'm going to have to invoke if I got to eat that, then just go and kill me. I don't even because sardines? It's just sardines. Sardines like PooPoo. I think I eat PooPoo before I eat sardines. Nah, I'm never gonna eat no PooPoo. I take that back. But that actually is on today's topic. Stop ordering the PooPoo platter and thinking it's organic, delicious, nutritious, non-GMO salad. That's today's topic. I gotta change my world here for a second. Give me a second. I gotta change the background here because I have a world for you, the same world that the New World Order and George Bush then told you that they was building for you. For y'all went off on this Q mess. I know I gave Trump credit yesterday. But did you see what happened? Did you see what happened yesterday? Man, I was happy in the morning. Y'all saw me. I was all discombobulated, like, yay, the Surgeon General. Not really on our side, but this is the right direction. Yay! Oh, no. By the end of the day, people are like, did you watch the news conference? And I was like, no, I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I really don't care what the king's got to say. Say, Trump's not in control. What do you mean, huh? So then he got a new president. I got a new president. For real? Did they vote again? I don't even know when they vote because I don't vote. I ain't got no masters, but did they vote again? They ain't tell me because I like to know when they're voting. I ain't going to vote. I ain't going to pull that lever. voting, lever pulling, y'all know me. I have no interest in pulling no damn levers. The only time pulling levers, the only time it really works in zoos is for treats. You pull the lever, you get a treat. Y'all seen the monkeys do it. You pull the lever and that little cuckoo cake falls out. You pull the lever and it comes out, you get a little treat. No, pulling levers ain't never worked in a zoo. We are in a human zoo, so now I ain't voting. But they said we got a new president. So who the president? Just let me know. I mean, it don't really matter to me, because like I said, I'm an anarchist. I'm not on your plantation. I have no interest in having a master. But I said, just for information's sake, who is the United States president? And they said, oh, it's Gaylord Fokker. I'm like, who? I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. He was in Hollywood, because Hollywood run everything. There's a direct connection between Hollywood and the deep state. That's how you know who's fighting it, but that's a whole nother long discussion. We'll get there. They said we got a new president named Gaylord Fokker. I don't know Gaylord Fokker. He was kind of funny in the movie. That's what they said. They said we got a new president. So I started looking into that. And by the end of the day, y'all ruined my day. Just to let you know that. I had a day. I was positive, was feeling good, stress-free. Now we got a whole new guy we got to figure out and psychoanalyze. They said they invoked one of the FEMA acts, martial law, something like that he done told you, and secret messages. We can look at that. But I'm just kidding. Anybody tell Q? Did anyone tell Q that he ain't, it's that he's not in place no more? He's not in play. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know if that's true. What do we know, people? We don't know nothing. They just keep us down here in monkey world. Once again, we are in a zoo, and don't nobody know what's going on. You either enjoying the zoo, you enjoying being a captive of billionaires and whoever created the UN? It's whoever created the UN. That's who's ruling us. That's what George Bush told us. Y'all know who George W. Bush. If you have not watched Everything is a Rich Man's Trick, you will have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. You go on back and be scared of your virus. If you have not watched Everything is a Rich Man's Trick, I just posted on my profile. One of these good people right here that know we all gonna die and be soiled soon. They're posted. Everything is a rich man's trick. George W. Bush. You mean George Bush, the president? No, you don't have to worry about that. Presidents don't make no decisions. George W. Bush from George Magazine. Do your homework. Some people have no idea what I'm talking about. Go run from the virus, y'all. go save your world from global greed by social distancing and what is it? The maxi pad filters and what else they got to save the world from global greed? Social distancing, house arrest, separation or something. If that's your world, do your world. George Magazine told you what you needed to know. Everything is a rich man's trick. And everybody, I'm gonna need y'all to stop ordering the PooPoo platter. But first I gotta build my world the same way they built his world. I need to shrink this 1871. Do a little shrinkage on this right here because it's applicable. We might keep this. Ooh, is that the same old subscribers from yesterday? YouTube trying to pretend like I'm getting subscribers again. Who is that? Yeah, Kai Free Mama. We get this every day, every single day. I need to get some real subscriptions, but let's do this. Oh, I'm gonna try to figure out how to do Instagram too. If y'all don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram for more PooPoo recipes. Speaking of PooPoo, I gotta get this together. Did y'all see ShulerKing? I post ShulerKing because he tells you how your world works. He's ShulerKing. That's one of the funniest brothers going right now. He his last video, he had a PooPoo platter. Y'all, it's right here, this way right here. He even told you that sometimes that you get confused and you miscombobulate and mistake. This is why I post this stuff. It's all education. Y'all don't seem to understand it. Y'all think I'm making jokes. This is real talk. This is adults talking. Speaking of that, Sister Sherri is an adult. I posted her on my profile. She has passed the adult test. Y'all need to follow her. She's doing videos. We'll talk about her in a minute. PooPoo platter. If you go to your kings and your lords and your billionaires in Hollywood to solve your problems, you're just gonna get PooPoo. You're not gonna get an organic salad. You go to Q and Donald Trump and Barack Obama and Putin and all these people. These people are puppets. I've been telling y'all this for the longest. I thought you supported Donald Trump. No, you are not paying attention. Just because I said he's insignificant and you don't need to replace him with your own little, I can't even say it because I'm on Facebook now. They throw me off of here again. for being honest about people who shouldn't be touching little children and y'all pulling levers thinking you're gonna get a treat for it. No, that's gonna get them children treats, and they not treats. Couple things. Right, PooPoo platter, that's what I'm doing. So you gotta watch the ShulerKing. The poster leak for that, he didn't explain to you that that's not a tamale, it's not hot, and that's not a burrito, and that's PooPoo. That's PooPoo. When you smell it and you look at it, stick your fork in it, do not eat that. Don't eat that. It's supply and demand, right? Rules, laws, principles. The rules of supply and demand. If you demand PooPoo, you're gonna get PooPoo. Now I need to build my world the same way the people who created the UN need it, right? Because remember, it was George Bush that told you that. I posted it this morning. Please do not play with me. I posted it this morning. Let me make that. I'm building my world. This is how I'm building my world. I'm making it in America. Hang on, I need to make it great again by making the white go away. This is how they built your world. Here we go. Make it. There you go. Boom. No, that didn't work out. Click that. Flip this. Hit this right here. Make the white part go away. There you go. And don't even start with me. Yeah, get rid of whitey. Stop it. Stop it. You're not focusing. Now, we got the plate, the PooPoo platter. We got America, got the borders, killed everybody, stole all the land. We're not going to share with the people who we got to do it, but that's another whole long discussion. Now we need some PooPoo for the plate. Let's get the Act of 1871. Let's get some 1913, 1933, Federal Reserve, print the money, make all the monkeys think that they need some debts. Now let's hide the white part right here. Here we go. Boom! There you go. Now, y'all gonna find some analogies in there that you just need to leave alone right now. This fight involves everybody. You don't bring everybody, we all gonna die, and we all gonna be soiled. There you go. That's PooPoo. You order PooPoo on your plate, but that's not real PooPoo. That's Amazon PooPoo. That's that plastic PooPoo. That's just destroying the world PooPoo. Stop ordering PooPoo. And this is why I'm gonna tell you. I need to go to the whiteboard. I'm gonna see if this is gonna work for you. Because y'all go to people who only serve poo. That's all you keep going to them. Stop going to them. You know what? Let me show you something. Have y'all seen this? Because there's so many things I got to talk about this morning. Do not anybody send me this video one more time. This guy right here. Do not send me this. Right here. Y'all know who that is? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know. But you know, look at his face. He's telling you that Donald Trump is fighting the deep state by empowering the deep state. He's fighting the pedophiles in Hollywood by going to the deep state, giving them more power, making the martial law. And now the people in bed with Hollywood has always been in bed with Hollywood, because you know Hollywood is an extension of the military-industrial complex, an extension of the deep state, and they have always worked together. And so now he gave everything to Gaylord, Farker, Starkey, whatever who the new president is. You are not fighting pedophilia by empowering Hollywood. You damn sure not by listening to this guy. He done told you right there. He said, I done did a lot of stuff. Now, I'm not going to make too many jokes because I think he's a boxer. I do not believe young people ever tell me what to do. Look like he about in he look like he about 30, and maybe he about 25. I'm 29. And I know I ain't trying to fight him. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. He done told you in the beginning of his video. Did you listen? I in Hollywood, and I been out to dinner with Oprah Winfrey, and went out with Epstein a few times, and Wallenstein, and you know, all them people that's been touching people and kids, and knew they got all the pictures of everybody with them, and what Epstein, everybody else. He told you he's in Hollywood. Remember we told you this, that there is absolutely no, they go a real subscription. Jessie Ferris. Oh, that's Sister Jessie. She just subscribed to me on YouTube. Jessie ain't no player. She ain't playing. She does videos too. Y'all need to go subscribe to her too. If you came out of Hollywood, you're still in Hollywood. If you came out of Hollywood, you might say something true. If you are in entertainment or Hollywood, please do not follow those people. Do not listen to them. All right. There you go. Right there you go, Jessie. Don't listen to these people. Don't listen to these people. If you order PooPoo, you're going to get PooPoo. Anything you order from Hollywood is not going to be a fresh, organic, delicious salad. It's going to be GMO, glyphosate, with some vaccines and shots and what is that? It's probably going to have a ventilator in it. We got to talk about that too. It's a whole lot. Let me go to the whiteboard real quick. Let me see if I can demonstrate this for you. Because I try to say it. I'm not even sure if this is going to work. We'll see if this works this morning. So let's do this. Let's say there are a couple components. Because sometimes I think if you visualize for people, it'll help people see what you're talking about. Let me see if I can spell the deep state. Here is the deep state. Ooh, they deep. And this is what George Bush told you. I should actually play that clip while I'm playing textualization. Say deep state. There you go. Boom. There's the deep state. Those are the bad guys. Those are the ones that own everything. Those are the ones, well, they don't own everything, but they damn sure control everything. And then now let's spell the next one. We're gonna do Hollywood. 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 Boom. Let's do Hollywood. Let's make that a color blue as well. There we go. I feel like we're on Sesame Street. Remember I told you everything is about principles. I used to like Sesame Street because did I spell Hollywood right? Is that 2 L? Holly, is it Holly like Holly? We got one more component. Where's my text? Right there. So we got deep state, we got Hollywood, and we got, let me see. I don't know. Do I want to put Q? Is that gonna mess people up? All right, let me see. No, let me see. Let's do this. Let's do freedom. I'm not, because you use identities, people get upset. Adults got their fantasies, they ain't love it. They got their masks, they want to go to the store, they want to wear all that stuff. They feel they're going to fight global greed with masks and filters and social distancing and all that stuff. And freedom. Okay, everybody want to be free. Everybody want freedom, right? And this is what they tell you. They tell you, okay, he's fighting the deep state, and, you know, and this is the way my mind works. If you feel that Donald Trump is right here, and this is freedom, right here, freedom, feel like delicious. You cannot, and the bad guys right here. Let me see if I put some evil eyes on Hollywood. Hollywood won't leave children alone. Just touching everybody, can't keep the hands to the side. Evil eyes. There we go. If you want freedom, right here, ching, you are not gonna go to the deep state and give them martial law, and somehow I gotta put an arrow on that. And it's like, I feel like I'm in corporate America again. And you're not gonna go there, right there, and then because all the deep state gonna do, because they've always been working with Hollywood. They always have. You give them medical martial law, you give FEMA control everything. All that power that you go to give to the deep state gonna go to Hollywood, and what? Let me draw a little line. You think it's gonna end up in freedom? No, it's gonna come around to freedom like this, and it'll go woo, pow, the deep state just like that, and you're gonna lose, and we all gonna die. And I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that we should die because we can't seem to figure out. You don't empower your enemy. You don't order a PooPoo platter and get anything good from ordering PooPoo. Supply and demand. If you demand something from Hollywood, that's exactly what you're gonna get. All right. Oh, what happened? There we go. We disappeared on Facebook. I was about to say, it ain't got me again. Good morning, everybody. Pedo wood, AB, thank you. We explain to these people, it's pedo wood. This pedo wood, right? Everybody I know that's worked in Hollywood told you that these people are sick people. They don't need to be on television dancing, singing, fighting aliens. They need to be in rooms with pads and hands around the back, new jackets called the straight jackets, where they can't touch nobody. Do not give them the Pentagon. But this is what they said. They said that Donald Trump ain't the president no more. And I'm not sure if the Q people know. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Because it's going to hurt. But this is like America right now. Like half of my country thinks that one person is fighting PooPoo, ordering PooPoo, and the other half think it's a virus trying to get them. All right, something I gotta show you. It's time to be an adult. I ran into Sister Sherri and I posted her video. Fantastic. I love finding adults. I love adults. I don't have time for adult looking children. This woman done told you, she put it actually in a very interesting way. Let me go find her real quick. And she's an American over in Australia, which is great that they're seeing the same things over there. Let me show you what this sister done said. Oh, it was deep. She did a great video. I think it was this morning or last night. And by the way, thank you for subscribing and sharing and all that stuff you're supposed to do. We're supposed to be fighting. The only way we're gonna fight is if you spend this time trying to figure out who broke the world and how it broke. That's Sister Sherri right there, pretty young lady. And she said something in a very crystal clear way, somewhere around 6 minutes in. Let me see if I can take us around 6 minutes in.
Crime against humanity, folks. And I'm very grateful that she is a strong individual. She's got a strong mind, so she's gonna just whiz through this.
Talking about her friend.
But it still does not make it right. I don't know what I would have done if I was out overseas and I had to come home and I had to quarantine for 2 weeks, knowing that this was a false flag, knowing my loud mouth. I don't know what I would do. I would probably talk. I would probably talk. And in that process, because I don't fully know the law of the land yet, I would have probably talked myself into something that, this situation can become very, very unpleasant if we do not know how to navigate it. I just wonder if there was a way that my friend could have navigated the situation where she didn't have to stay in a hotel room. I don't know. I have lawyers on this situation and we are working through the loopholes, but that's not right, you guys. Being locked up against your will is not right. So this has happened in Australia, so I don't know if that's happening over there in the US.
Oh yeah, it is. We don't lock
Australia's a little bit different. But yeah, that doesn't matter what kind of constitution Australia has, because I do know Australia is such a nanny state. These people over here have really had a lot of their freedom stolen. I'm not an Australian citizen.
Shereen, don't come back to America. Girl, don't come back. Stay where you are. Trust me. I don't even want to be here now. I don't want to be here. The only reason I'm here is because I feel forced to stay here. I'm literally in a slave colony. It's a nanny state. We got sent to our rooms. Everybody went there and they're just sitting there. There's some people getting upset. If you live in Michigan, you need to be out at that protest today. At protests at the Capitol, grown folks standing up saying we didn't sick of this nonsense. But here we gave up every freedom. We don't have any freedoms. They capitulate to every single law. And I try to tell people there's only one law. It's called God's law. I also call it karma. One law. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. Everything. So here's an example too, because I was talking about this morning on the thread. If you have to use force to do it, it's not authority. All right. Then I talk about authority for a minute. That's not called authority, because a raper does not have authority over the person they're raping. An abuser does not have authority over the person they're abusing. That's somebody getting away with it. And if all your laws are backed up by a military, police state, and prison, that is not authority. That is called a raper. It is called an abuser. You only have one law, and that's karma. If you get people to do stuff by scaring them, by threatening them with prison and cages and shooting or murdering them, that's not law. All right, that's not authority. That is a dark creature. I'm gonna tell you, listen, I was raised in the church and I almost got to a point where I stopped believing in Satan. Now I know Satan is real. I know Satan is real because the laws of karma, laws of God, and the law of Satan, the law of evil, of force. And this is what I'm saying. I believe that there is something dark that actually is happening around this world. I started fading like, but maybe we're just the darkness. Maybe it's just us. And I think, no, I didn't even post it. I'm already flipping out. I didn't even post it. I have to post, I'll post this later. I just said, if it comes to a threat, if it comes from a threat of violence, that's not authority, all right? That's a thug, all right? A thug. Karma is the only law. I'll post that later. Let me save his draft for Facebook, because I got to pull up the comments. When save his draft on Facebook means that they put that thing so deep in a hole, I'll never find it again. But you post so much. I literally post less than half of what I actually type. I only post a few things, and the other things I'm thinking about, I will put save his draft, and Facebook would take that and put that. I mean, all right, he wanted to draft. Put it right in file 13. Y'all know what file 13 is. But let the sister say what she got to say, because we got to talk about being an adult and being grown.
But I do live here, and I have to buy into their bullshit. It's cringe listening to the PM speak to us. And if I were locked up in a room by kids wearing a blue costume, I would I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind on that part. Like, look at her face right there. Look at her face. See, this is the face of an adult. This is what an adult looks like. What is her name? Sheena, I called her Sherri. Her name is Sheena Alexandra. We're new friends on Facebook. You need to follow this woman. Look at this face. This is the face of an adult. See that look? If I were locked in the room by some children in costumes, right there, she's like,
All the emotions the adults are feeling around the world. And it's not all of them, because the children in the adult uniform costumes, they're not feeling that. They're scared of a virus. I'm watching this one. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that face. That's the face that you feel. I look at that face. I'm like, that is me. You tell some children that come along that they under the age of 26 and they got some blue costumes and uniforms and badges and stuff. They gonna tell me what the hell? No. Like, wait a minute, baby, your brain, your frontal lobe ain't even developed yet. I know that you work for George Bush. I know you work for the New World Order and the UN and all the people that put all this mess together a long time ago, New World Order, and you don't seem to know that yet. You still need at Thanksgiving, you need to be sitting at the child table. Hell no, you ain't gonna put me no damn. I'm gonna tell you, one time my son had a costume. Did I tell you about the Elmo costume? One time he put on an Elmo costume and he's a little bad. He'd run around the house telling me what to do. A little nasty, funky thing. He didn't wore it for about 3 weeks. By the time he wore it, it looked like that old carpet, the shag carpet, get all knotty and that, because it was a bad Elmo. This was a funky Elmo. This was not a get it at the Walmart Elmo. This was the funky Elmo. When he put the suit on, you thought Elmo was running around your house about 2 feet tall. It was I used to have good money when I used to work for the criminals and deep state pharmaceutical industry, chemical and fast food. All the people that caused all the problems with the viruses going around, the products that everybody buying, they're scared of the virus sitting in their house making themselves more sick. I used to work for all of them. I had that money. And by the time he finished with that Elmo after about 3 weeks, it had knots and dirt and clumps and stuff. All the stuff that gave him a strong and healthy immune system. But he run around the house telling me what to do in an Elmo costume about 2 feet tall. You have no idea. Nah, we need to stop with this, y'all. We need to grow up. That is the face that you need to have right there. And you mean to tell me I'm gonna let somebody come in my house and put some needles in me, some children in costume? Like, I don't even know where to start. That's that look. She's trying to figure it out. She got that look in her face like, wait, man, I am, and I don't know how old she is. I'm 29. She probably 28 or something like that. Like, it took a long time to get to 29. I'm not sure I'm going to let somebody that ain't got a frontal lobe yet come in here and tell me what to do. Let me take it back for you. Listen to this woman.
Against your will is not right. So this has happened in Australia. So I don't know if that's happening over there in the U.S.
It's happening all over the U.S. right now.
Australia's a little bit different. But yeah, that doesn't matter what kind of constitution Australia has, because I do know Australia is such a nanny state. These people over here have really had a lot of their freedom stolen.
Lay down. Authority.
I'm not an Australian citizen, but I do live here, and I have to buy into their bullshit. It's cringe listening to the PM
One more time, then I'm
speak
done.
to us. And if I were locked up in a room by kids wearing a blue costume,
Did you process that? I'm sorry. All right, I'm done. If you watch her face, because she said, if I was locked up in a room by 2 kids in costumes, and she paused, and you could look at her eyes and see what her mind was thinking about. She's like, literally, by 2 kids in some damn costumes. And she's like, what happened? Like the things that went through her mind at that point in time, like, how did we get here? Where do I live? Why would somebody at the age of 50 something be locked in a room by some children in costumes who All right, I'm done. I ain't gonna show that. But PooPoo, there you go, Jesse subscribing, Jesse Ferris. It's PooPoo, y'all. You order PooPoo and you get PooPoo, and you order PooPoo, you gonna eat that PooPoo. You gonna eat that PooPoo. That's what's gonna happen. But that's what we need to be, y'all. We need to be adults. And I'm not anti your heroes. I love all your heroes. I think the heroes might say, but I think that, hey, Samara, thank you for subscribing. I think that's why all the mutant stuff came back. All the movies, like the heroes, like, cause I was trying to figure out, like, every other movie is like some X-Men, some P-Men, the Q-Men, the mutants, and the heroes, Superman and Underwood, all the Underwood draws, the stuff that we done wore, all that stuff. Charles Stewart. That's why I think they brought it back. Because they needed to get adults being children again with heroes, adult heroes. I'm not talking about anyone specific. Don't get me on it. Let's fight about Q. That's all of them. Q, Obama, Trump, every last one of them. And now all the power just went to FEMA. This is what happens when you act like a child. Then when they bring back your childhood fantasies, Spider-Man, and you remember there's always a black Spider-Man. Then they had Superman, there's a black Superman too. You know, and they work together, the good and evil, the yin and yang is one and the same. They give you a hero, and then the real people take control. See, these same people from the other day that subscribed. And you know what, to kind of wrap that up onto another little piece of some poo-poo, let's go to George Bush. Let George Bush tell you why you're in your house right now. It's because everybody picked a hero, and all the heroes work within a conflict-based system where heroes do precisely as they're told, which is not you. Now, George Bush did not work for you. He was not there for you. None of your presidents are there for you. Your country is literally owned. 1871. Who is that? Rhonda? Okay, Rhonda was on there.
Are Americans.
Let me show you this.
Part of something larger than ourselves. For 2 centuries, we've done the hard work of freedom. And tonight, we lead the world in facing down a threat to decency and humanity. What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind.
Common cause, universal aspirations. Common cause to serve master, right? Aspirations to be made a jackass out of because you got heroes.
Peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law.
Yes, peace, security, freedom, and the rule of law. Not for you, not for you. This was not for you. He'll tell you at the end. It's peace for the elites, freedom for the elites, security for the elites and their children to make sure they rule and tell your children what to do for the people, the cabal that actually runs all of this.
Such is a world worthy of our struggle
It's
and
worthy
of our children's future.
It's worthy of our children's future. Not yours, not yours. This is not your, not your mama, not your kids, not you. Not your, our children's future. A new world order, Elysium. Do you know what he's talking about? This is why you're on lockdown. Is anybody new here? This is why you're on lockdown. Ain't no virus chasing you nowhere. I'm tired of people with the viruses and stuff.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle.
Not the law of the jungle. What is the law of the jungle? Anybody? Is anybody here? Law of the jungle. The law of the jungle where the slugs are free and the monkeys is free and the lions is free and the tabby cats is free and the crickets is free and they have freedom for everybody. Everybody's free and they do what they're supposed to do. They follow their natural habits and habitats, and if they actually have abundance and freedom, they don't murder each other. Every species that found in abundance, stop murdering each other. The laws of the jungle, organic. When there's enough to go around, everybody's decent and pleasant. Now we'll talk about the billionaire's law, the rule of law, order. Remember, there's only one law. God's law is Satan's law. That's all you got. God, dark stuff. God, dark stuff, angels and some demons is it. There's not a fat man on the cloud with a white beard, nothing like that. They made all that up, okay? God is in you, is in everybody. It's karma, the only law. There's only one law, and they don't like the laws of the jungle. They don't like when everybody has what they need, everybody's good. They like when we have what we need, and y'all work for us and you're slaves. And we wrote an NDAA, and Obama wrote that, and Trump backed it up. Obama made more prisons. Trump brought in more soldiers. Everybody is working together against your dumb monkey butt because you got a cap that fits. You don't want to put it on. If the cap fits, then Q need to wear it. But it's not just Q, it's Bernie too. Ooh, the cap fit. The Bernites need to wear it. It's all of them. It's all of them.
Governs the conduct of nations.
Govern the conduct of nations. Govern the conduct of nations, right? It didn't say the people governing the conduct of their government. It said governing the conduct of nations. Why? Because they own you. It's what George Carlin said. You are owned. You don't tell your government what to do. And what did D. Trump just do? Which is why I don't pick sides in y'all little monkey games, little monkey fantasy games, is he gave all the power to FEMA, the deep state. Why? Because they own you. They're going to come to your house. They're going to take your toilet paper. They're going to take your salad. They're going to take your seeds. They're going to take your house, your car, the grass. They might leave some dirt for you if you're happy. If you're nice. If the kids, when they show up in costumes, when they want to take everything, because the kids going to do it, because kids believe in the system that you taught them. And then you didn't teach them that it was all a lie. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, we literally order PooPoo. We get PooPoo. And we're like, oh, I eat the PooPoo. You ordered PooPoo. Take it down. It's nitrate.
When we are successful, and we will be.
When we are successful, and we will be. Oh, we got a whole plan. Oh, we got somebody named Obama that we're raising. We got somebody named Trump that we're raising. We got somebody named Q coming along. We got a Bernie and a Biden. Oh, wait, we got a Putin, a May, a Merkel. We're bringing them all in. We got central bank, central rule. We got the Act of 1871. We got 1933. Power rules and ultimate power rules ultimately. And they think that these people are going to save them. But as soon as they get the power, we give them ultimate power and bribe them. We're going to turn on all of them. They think they're going to be fighting pedophiles, but we got Hollywood too. We got people working in Hollywood that doing the pedophilia, and we're going to think that make y'all think that y'all about to use an elite to save you. We will be successful because you're stupid, because you're a child. We're going to have the whole movie, the mutant series coming up. Everybody going to be watching the X-Men. We have the black people running for the black tiger. What's his name? Panther something. We're going to make someone for them. We're going to make a superhero for the woman, Supergirl, Superwoman. They're going to be cheering her. Everybody going to be believing in these superheroes. Everybody going to pick these superheroes. And then we will be successful. You think that they're going to be out there arresting pedophiles. We're going to get that boxer, put him on Instagram, try to get y'all confused. Now, there's a dude named G. I don't know about Q, but it's a dude named G, and he ain't behind it. Every time he leave the house, he say, I ain't taking my identity with me nowhere. I leave it at home in the trash where it belongs. I have no interest in attaching my identity to any of these ridiculous people. Right? I believe in the laws of the jungle. The laws of karma, leave everybody alone, love everybody, feed everybody, take care of everybody, give them land, ecosystem, everything that they need. Help them out best that you can. Don't steal the mask from the old people. Don't hoard things. And that dude gonna come along, he's gonna tell you one day, leave that identity at home, leave that crack alone, leave that crack alone. All right, listen, I don't make me sing. We gonna go to church if we need to. There was a movie. What was the name of this movie? The name of it had Mike Epps in it. Somebody, somebody, where he had top flight security guard. Y'all remember top flight security guard? Top flight security. Craig, we security of the whole earth. Okay, the new world order. Okay, they own everything. They think they rule everything. We're the global police. They plan this whole damn thing. What is the name of that movie? Craig, we top flight security, we top Q security of the earth, Craig. We the whole earth, not just the LA earth, the whole earth, Craig. Do your homework. You got it. Please, people, stop it. The elites will never come to save you. That is not their job. The people who own nations and continents have planned this thing a long time ago for your monkey behind. The only thing that's left over is to bend you over and deal with your behind.
We have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
To fulfill the promise and the vision of the UN's founders. Now, who founded the UN? You're right, the American people. They didn't found it. That's right, they found it. Whose vision is this? That they're unrolling while you're on lockdown at home like a little child with some snacks and treats. Barely snacks and treats and cookies. Barely juice, not even the one that you wanted. Lockdown. Who actually was behind George W. Bush when he went out there and became the name on George magazine? Do y'all know what I know? Y'all know what I'm talking about, but it's some people who don't seem to get this. They don't seem to get it. They don't seem. When you order PooPoo, you act like a child. You let little children come along who think that they were given authority by people who don't actually have authority under a god, over gods. Authority from Satan, not the law of the jungle, but the law of the cabal, the bankers, 13 families, 200 families that own everything. That eventually came along and gave your whole world 13 families or 200, doesn't matter. I don't know, might be 97. I know it ain't Donald Trump. I know that. I know it ain't gonna be no Biden, it ain't no Bernie. This is the end. This is the end. This is where we either flip the script or we get done or we get flipped. We flip the script or get flipped. That's all we got. Those are our only choices now. I'm gonna greet everybody. I don't know. I just think if you order PooPoo and the PooPoo come, you're supposed to look and say, no, that's not, no, I didn't order that. No, oh no. If y'all put that in front of me, I'd be like, you know what? All right, I go along with you. I did order that. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was ordering that. I was voting till about what, about 35? No, I'm sorry. Did I say 35? I mean 25. I was voting till about 25. Then I stopped because I'm only 29. I was ordering PooPoo. I had my heroes, and they just kept putting poo on my platter. They kept pulling, you can't grow this, you can't live here, you can't do this. Nope, you can't put that greenhouse up, you can't do this. These little kids paddling me, right? These little badges and stuff. Oh, I got authority over you. I'm like, nah, I went to civics class, I'm free. They're like, you went to civics class, that's so funny. Oh, you're so cute. He a cute, because you know they at least been watching us. They've been watching us on these smartphones and all this stuff. They didn't have this technology a long time. Just watch. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, he think. Oh, he got a constitution. Oh, look at that. Oh, ain't that pretty? We done wrote the Act of 1871 before he was a twinkle in his mommy's eye or a little piece of something in his father's testicle. And he think that he actually has a Bill of Rights. He is literally under a corporation. This is the problem with law. The problem with law is it will explain to you how your world works. You got an Act of 1871 and you are under a for-profit corporation. All they do is for profit. Now, question to the team, question to the group. Corporations follow laws or mission statements or constitutions? Which ones do they follow? Well, currently in America, they write laws with the legislator. They buy them and they tell the government what it does. Why? Because the government ain't got no power. Do they follow the Bill of Rights or constitutions for its commodities? No. Does that make any damn sense? No. Okay, think about it. Do they follow their mission statement? Half the corporations I know don't even follow their mission statement. They have one law, like we have one law. The law of the jungle karma, they got one law. It's called profit. If it makes profit, it's a guarantee that you will get it. All right? That's all. It's a guarantee that you will get it. That's all I wanted to say right there. Now I'm gonna read the comments because it's just you order PooPoo, you gonna get PooPoo. You order PooPoo, I don't want to eat the PooPoo. Well, you ain't got no choice, baby. You ain't got no choice. You order PooPoo, you've been ordering PooPoo, and you still ordering PooPoo. That's not Iron Man. Why do you think they made Iron Man? Iron Man was a billionaire. Iron Man gonna come save us. No, Iron Man is gonna follow the laws of the elites. All right. If the elites build a world on conflict where anybody who gets power will turn on you, then everybody who gets power will turn on you. That's just a fact. It's how PooPoo works. You basically, you wanted a free world, but you got PooPoo for a world. And we don't want to call it PooPoo. And that's where I got to having issues. Like, okay, if you don't call that PooPoo, you know your kids going to eat that, right? Do y'all want your kids to eat? You want your grandkids? Y'all got nieces and nephews? Y'all want them to eat the PooPoo too? Or you gonna tell them that that's PooPoo? You gonna keep still playing this game? There's a damn virus going around the world. We're gonna keep playing this game. Now you got doctors telling you that they doubt that anybody have actually died from COVID alone. Now the doctors are saying that. Now you got doctors come. Did y'all watch the video? Who sent me that? Clemencia? Did y'all watch the HIV/AIDS video? Did you watch? Oh my gosh. Somebody posted the name of those two doctors who sat right there and told you where it came from. We made that, we made this, and where it came from when they went up and they told 100 gay men in New York that this was gonna help with something else. And they took that, they believe their elites. They believe their lords. You can't even share it. You can't even share it. I did a watch party on it. It was 4 people there. I ain't never done it. I was the first one there for the first 30 minutes. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Everybody else couldn't see it. Why? Because it's censored. Clemencia, she ain't no joke. That woman a thug. She like Coco and some of the rest of these little thugs. Lori and Ty and Jesse. These little thug-like people. She posted in a way where it's on YouTube. It actually is on YouTube, but you can't post it on Facebook. And that's how I know what's real. Right? See, and this is the good thing. This is what I'm telling you, but Facebook is not the enemy. It's not the enemy. Because you can send that video in private messaging, but you can't put it public. Why? Well, because Facebook isn't the demon. Facebook is in PooPoo world too. They're doing what they can, when they can, how they can. They'll let you share it, but they won't let you share it in a public way where their advertisers will be offended. right? They won't let you share it. That's what I'm saying. There's people in all of these organizations, y'all. Don't be upset with the, how's that saying go? Don't hate the player, hate the game. Mark Zuckerberg is just playing. Donald Trump is just playing. Q is just playing. Barack Obama is just playing. You're just playing. George Bush playing the hell out the system. But everybody's a cog in the system, right? Be upset. Don't hate the players, hate the game, right? So that was a profound video. Beautiful things are happening, people. That's the darkness, and here's the light. Beautiful. I mean, it's PooPoo. You can take the PooPoo off the platter. Hang on, let me get the PooPoo out of here. Take this PooPoo. We're going to put this PooPoo on Jesse or AB. We're going to put that PooPoo right over there. No, we're going to put where Ty at? We're going to put the PooPoo on Ty. Ty talking trash. Yeah, no, we have no. But beautiful things are happening. I have never been alive where this many doctors have turned on the medical system. I've never seen this. I have never seen this. Something great is happening. And you know, the whole Q thing might have helped with this, right? I think the whole Obama thing might have helped and the Bernie thing might have helped, because you created a lot of people who don't believe in the system. And you ain't gonna take that from nobody. You ain't gonna take that from nobody, because you have more people right now who don't believe in the system. And now you have doctors standing up and telling you the truth. You got people from Free Energy, engineers who developed those 1,000 patents that they hide from you, standing up telling you the truth. You got whistleblowers with the UFOs and all that standing up telling you the truth. They're feeling emboldened because now there's a wave, a tsunami of people who don't believe in the system. They feel protected. And yes, they are the cowards. They are the cowards. I'm sorry, I hate to tell you. I hate to tell you. All the doctors and nurses just now coming out, not the ones that been out like Lori and the rest of them been telling you all this stuff for a long time, but the ones just coming out, the cowards. We love you. We love you. You know what? For the LGBTQ community, I love you two doctors. Dr. what's his name? Horowitz? And the other doctor. Somebody post their name so you can find their videos on YouTube, or the one interview, profound interview from the beginning to the end. I thank you and I appreciate it, because that was a genocide. It was a genocide. And everybody, every family that lost anybody to HIV, AIDS, autism, anyone who has it in the families, they should have millions of dollars coming to them. Millions of dollars. Why? Because we created it. And this dude Fauci and the rest of them, I don't know them. I don't want to implicate nobody. I don't know anything what Dr. Shiva talks about. But there needs to be a massive investigation into all of this. We have a corporate global cabal that has a medical industry that ain't doing anything that's significant to help people 90% of the time. It needs to completely collapse. All of those people who were, it was hidden by government, covered up by doctors, created by scientists, and released in New York. So I appreciate them coming out, but they're cowards. They should have came out from the very beginning. You should have from the very beginning did what Sister Sheena did. Said, you know, I ain't scared of no kids with badges and costumes. You're a child, that's a badge, and you in a damn costume. I'm too old for this nonsense. This is why I tell y'all, well, you know, he act like a hippie, but he seemed kind of tough. Oh, I'm tough when I need to be. But I'm not gonna sit here and let no child tell me what to do in an Elmo costume or a police costume or a Homeland Security or any costumes. They got a doctor costume, dentist costume, all the costumes that don't work. They've been proven that these things don't work. These costumes do not work. All right, there we go. I'm gonna do comments. I think it's interesting when you put together what these people have said for the longest time. All they're doing is rolling out the New World Order. And they just use everybody who believe in the system, right? They use the Obama people. They got the NDAA and the kill list, and he had the authority to own everything. They own your books and your drawers and your paper and your pens and your water and your cups and your food and your toilet paper. He did that, and they're like, yay, Obama saving us. And the next guy came in. Before that was Bush. And I think did it start with Kennedy? I don't even know who it started with, but everybody fulfills their role. Then you got the people who own the resources behind everything, pulling all the strings, just pulling them, just keep pulling them. Oh yeah, we're going to get some pedophiles. Yeah, arresting them right now. People in Hollywood telling you that. Yeah, okay. Okay. Just keep in mind. What's the name of the president? Gaylord Fokker. Let me find a picture, see if I can find Gaylord Fokker, because he is the new president right now. calling the shots, and he came straight from Hollywood. Gaylord Fokker. I think if I'm gonna spell it right, Gaylord Fokker. This is him right here. Let's see what he looks like. Just in case you see him out in the street walking around, the one that's calling the shots. No, that's not him. That's fake news. That's his father. No, that's his stepfather. Here, Gaylord Fokker right here. This is the president right here. Look at that. There go your president. There you go. Look at him. He calling the shots. He decided who owns the resource, who lives, dies, who goes to prison, who has to go to quarantine, who gets free. That don't look like that. This is not the picture. This is not the plan that I was hearing about. That's the plan. The plan is that they get you to trust all the plans. But there's a greater plan. There's a bigger plan. And that bigger plan always gets rolled out. You know, and so once again, it's not an anti-Q video. Everybody played their role, but at a certain point in time, we all just need to wake up and ask yourself the question, do you want this man right here being the president of your world? All right, now I'm gonna go back. And anything else happened in the last 24 hours? Damn, that's a lot of coffee. You know, actually it isn't, Patricia. I literally am out of coffee. I'm out of coffee. How many words per minute you think? Susan, I'm vegan. I just want them to be spirit cooked. Okay, it's good to be vegan. Don't worry, Jesse. Everybody's gonna be vegan. Don't nobody worry about it, because FEMA is not raising cattle for us. We're gonna be in FEMA camp 1 through 12, and then the FEMA camp's gonna spread out throughout the whole world. You're not gonna get no steaks and shrimp, none of that. We're gonna get rice and beans and the cheapest things that they can grow. The food, the good energy can go all to the automated robots. That's all the workers. Because all of this was a labor camp, right? It was this idea of debt. As long as you give people debt, you own them. Why? Because how do you get slaves to work? You pay them money. You got to pay them something. You got to convince them that they are owned. You give them some borders to believe in. You can't go outside that border. The plantation ends at that other side of that. As long as you're here, I'm going to take care of you. And we vote for master. Same damn thing. But that's how you control people. You keep energy from them. And so from a logical perspective, we all sitting in our houses, and I posted it a little while ago. Go out, do some research, educate yourself on why we are here. Figure out a solution and post it, share it, talk to other people about it. We need to not wait for the people hiding free energy from us to free us. Because the reason they hid free energy from us and highly efficient energy is because the whole world runs on energy. If they own what runs the whole world and they keep free energy from you, then you will always work for them. To me, it's common sense. It actually is common sense. Don't wait on your captor, to gravity, to energy, to free you, because they don't have any solution for you. Their only fix for you is more slavery, is more labor. You are in a forced labor camp. As long as money exists and energy ain't free, we are all slaves. That's all I'm saying. All right. Whew. Getting him wound up is so much fun. Jonathan, who you getting wound up? What's going on? For the most part, I'm not wound up. I'm just kind of enjoying the ride. I'm not really in the show, Jonathan. I'm just watching the monkeys. When the monkeys realize they're in a zoo, then yeah, I'm gonna do something. Right now I'm growing food, feeding my neighbors, planting some seeds, getting ready to be soiled with everybody else. But I'm not on any side of the monkey fight. The monkeys don't seem to realize they're in a zoo. And every time you pull that lever, whether you pull it for Donald Trump, you pull it for Barack Obama, you pull it for Q, you pull it for Bernie, you pull it for anytime you pull that lever in the zoo, the only thing that's ever gotten, you don't change zoo policy. You take your identity, attach it to somebody, and you pull that lever, you don't change zoo policy. You don't change the laws, all you can do is get a treat. You get food. That's what the lever's there for. Go ahead and pull that lever, attach your identity, pull the lever, and little ding, 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 sound might go off, some lights and bells and stuff, because that's how you teach a monkey. And the monkey, when people come into taking pictures like, look, he's educated. He's educated. Watch this. She knows how to get her food. She knows how to get her treat. And pull that lever and vote. Voting is not just pulling levers. Voting is teaching monkeys how to do things against their own freedom. All right. Jesse Memer, we just got to give them 7 grams of mushrooms and their ego will eat themselves. Yeah, that's all they do. They give us treats, Susan, Jewel, and we eat ourselves. They give us a little bit of rope, we start making a noose, and we want to choke the hell out of ourselves. Let me see. We don't know the other side's plans. You're just pretending to. No, did I ever say I know anybody's plans, Ty? And in the meantime, whining here. Lots of laughter, keep going. Did I say I know anybody's plans, anybody? Did I say, or did I just play George Bush and he told you what his owner's plans were? I don't know anybody's plan. I'm telling you that pulling levers ain't gonna work. That's all I'm saying. Pulling identities, having heroes will never get you heroics. All it does is get you some underoos, and they will take them underoos later and choke you with them. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know what's going on. Nobody does. But what we do know is if we keep giving them more power, we're gonna find out what they're planning. If we trust their plan, we're gonna find out what they're planning. If we continue to give the deep state that's always been in bed with Hollywood more power, you're gonna find out what Hollywood wants. And if Hollywood is based on pedophilia, hurting children, abuse, lying to people, making these movies to make them more tribal and identity, Top Gun. I used to love Top Gun, but I never knew that as a kid. I never knew that they were brainwashing me, that we literally gave them our money and our power, and we created a massive industry that's always been in sync with the military industrial complex and the deep state, and pedophilia was like a side hobby that they enjoyed doing. And I think it had to do with the Andy-Chrome. And Ty was right about that. Ty nailed the Andy-Chrome, because I don't even know nothing about Andy-Chrome, but I listened to one of the Q people, I got a few cents from it. Andy-Chrome, where they stress a child to a point where they create the adrenaline or something, and then they kill them and they drink that. Man, I don't know if that's true, but I know those people don't need more power. That's what I know. I know they don't need martial law. I know they don't need medical law. I know that they don't need any more power that we're giving them. But I know this is that if any of that is true, it shouldn't exist. And so a solution, I will give you a solution. I've said this solution before. I don't know what's going on, but I'll give you my solutions. Government can't have no secrets. I can say that right there. Nobody has any secrets. Nobody. If you ain't got no secrets, they know the underwear that you have. They know how much toilet paper you stole from the store. They know all the masks and gloves that you're hiding from all the old people in your neighborhood that need them. They know everything, but we know nothing about them. We know nothing about their plans. And this is how they get the monkeys fighting each other. The monkeys don't know they're in a zoo. The monkeys don't know that all the plans feed back to a master plan, right? If it's popular, you can pretty much throw it in the trash, right? When they don't have any secrets, no corporation should have access to have the secrets of something like Andy-Chrome. No corporation should have access to the secret for free energy or UFOs or nothing. We're either gonna be human beings, we're all gonna be on the same damn team, or we're all gonna die. That's it. That's it. We can be soil or we can be free. That's all we gotta choose, y'all. That's all we gotta choose. Love the movie Dodgeball. Okay, Dodgeball. That's the one that, the president's in. He's in Dodgeball. This is what manufactured consent is: fighting for the previous status quo as if it were liberty, even if it was killing us slowly. Well, that's where we are, Beaufont, right? It's manufactured consent. We keep consenting. And hero consent is consent. We keep consenting because they put people in packages and colorful tight uniforms with the Speedos where you can see the package, and they put women in the tight ones, you can see things, and we identify with them. They make them our colors, they make us our different races and religions, and they make them billionaires, and they're poor, and Luke Cage, and he's bald and tall, strong. They give us these heroes that they know we're prone to consent to. And we consent to it. We're like, okay, I like you because I like you and my identity close to yours. I'm going to trust your plan. They give us Obamas, they give us Trumps, and we consent. And we consent to people who are in the system that Beaufont's talking about. There are people who are successful in psychopathic systems. The people who are successful in hell. They're serving up PooPoo platters. And then we expect to not get PooPoo. You order PooPoo, we gonna get PooPoo. That's all. That's all I say to people. Just look at the basic principles of law. These people are not authorities. They're not authorities. Donald Trump, I'm sorry, y'all. I love him to death. He's a brother and cousin of mine. We're all related, but he is not an authority. He doesn't work for an authoritative system, nor was Obama, nor is the next one's coming. This system is based in violence. That's not authority. Violence. You can go meet somebody in an alleyway and you got a gun. That does not mean that you are the authority over them. Same way with a deep state. If you got a deep state, you have a military, you have a means of murdering and killing people with a Pentagon, that doesn't make you an authority. It makes you a psychopath. Oh, I sound like Tony. Did y'all see that? I look like Brother Tony. Psychopath. I feel like Tony Smith right there. Psychopath. I'm just not cussing as much. I don't really cuss. But that's just, it's really, the word of the day is PooPoo. It is AB, it's PooPoo. Everybody eating this PooPoo. And AB, they want me to have some PooPoo too. They're like, oh, Gerard, here's some PooPoo for you too. I'm like, no. Come on with us. We gonna eat some PooPoo later. No, we not. You gonna eat PooPoo. I done had heroes my whole life. I'm not doing I'm not doing it. I'm not teaching my kids, oh, it's gonna taste delicious if you just put a little salt on it, shake a little kid, we gonna free the kids from pedophilia on it, shake a little, what else they shake on it? No, not his PooPoo video. I'm gonna go to the PooPoo. There you go, right there. We put it back on the salad. We're gonna put some croutons on it. We're gonna put some universal health care on it. We're gonna put some freedom on there. And this PooPoo gonna taste delicious. Oh, we gonna give you everything that you want. You know, you can't grow no cannabis, you ain't gonna have no rights. We're gonna get you military police state. We're gonna protect you from the gangs. Cause that's what the dude was talking about. The baseball guy. Or no, I guess he's a universal fighter, or ultimate fighter, something like that y'all watch where they try to kill each other on stage. He said that oh yeah, Trump is helping us and he's stopping the gangs, and at the borders they're stopping the drugs from coming in. And I'm like, wait a minute, but you're conservative. Yeah, I'm a conservative. We need to stop the drugs at the border. Like, you mean the dry plants, right? Yes! The dry plants that used to be real plants. Yes! The dry plants that came from the Garden of Eden, right? Yes, those drugs. Okay, the drugs that your God made and told you was medicine. You need to stop them at the border? That's it was in your Bible? That's what it say? Or does it say you're supposed to eat those things and not engage with pharmacia? Pharmacia, the medical industry, the ones that all the doctors are turning on, the ones that pretty much genocide and killed off the LGBT community, the ones that's killing kids, the one that killed the 400,000, paralyzed the 400,000 kids in India. Those people, you need to stop. You need to be in bed with the people who are doing the pharmacia. That's supposed to be sin, but you're gonna fight the people who eat natural medicine and give them no side effects. Those are gangs. They're bad people. Those are cartels. They're the horrible monsters. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. The PooPoo that people will eat. All you gotta do is make it delicious. Oh, I'm scared of MS-13. MS-13 coming to get me. Oh my God. PooPoo, just shake a little salt, a little seasoning for the PooPoo. Oh, they gonna eat it. This is what George Bush and his cronies are like. All you gotta do is make it tasty. Attach it to their identity, attach it to something they're scared of, instead of saying, you know what, the war on drugs is a bad idea. The only reason people are coming here is the war on drugs. That's it. You get rid of war on drugs, the cartels are gone. That's it. You don't actually have to do anything. You just gotta stop. That's all you gotta do is stop. Stop fighting with other poor people. Stop fighting with people who just want to be left alone. The people in Honduras don't want to come here. They don't want to come to America. It's cold. Damn it. We got bugs and Zika mosquitoes and and we ain't got no government. They got freedom down there. They don't want to come here. They don't want to leave their houses and TVs and freedom and trees that got fruits falling off of them all day long. They got gardens of Eden there. They don't want to come up to a cold climate with Bigfoot and killer bees from Africa. They come here because you got a war on drugs. You're destroying their country with two political parties. PooPoo. PooPoo. That's why it's always PooPoo. Oh, we're going to give you free synthetic drugs. But do those synthetic drugs heal your body? No. They keep you enslaved to pharmacy your whole life. PooPoo. Oh, we're going to make more prisons to keep you safe and give you, from the bad guys. No, the bad guys aren't bad. Neither are the girls. They just want to be left the hell alone. They want to grow up on a street full of people who got food and freedom that are happy because they're doing things in life that they like to do. So they're not aggressive and stressed out and on drugs and doing evil things. That's all kids want. You can free them. That's what boggles my mind on every single side. Like, yeah, we're fighting, we're gonna save the kids, but your system is based on abusing kids and making them very stupid adults to join gangs, to fight for themselves. That's what I'm saying. I throw my identity in the trash every time I leave a house because it's trash. Given to you by George Bush and the Rockefellers and Rothschilds and all these people that created these economic conflict-based societies that make you scared of the Ku Klux Klan. Why are you scared of the Ku Klux Klan? Why are you scared of them? Do you know them? Nah, I don't know them, but I seen them on TV. Remember I said don't trust nothing you see on that damn TV? We didn't talk about Daryl Davis. Go talk to people who know them. They're just poor people like you. And they find a new solution. And that's why I'm not in conflict with the Q people. They're poor people like me, and they just found a solution. I'm just saying that we need to look at a root solution. When we find we're in bed with the criminals that we think we're supposed to be fighting, and then on principles, they're not doing anything that we think they are, because we're always being played, because we demand poo-poo from the poo-poo industry, and it gets put on a salad, and we try to pretend it ain't poo-poo, but it's just poo-poo. It's just poo-poo. That's poo-poo, baby. Don't eat that. Just go deeper. Go deeper, right? People that bomb children have no interest in saving. All right? People that bomb children are not going to go to Hollywood to save children. Because Hollywood is in bed with the people that bomb children. In walks Top Gun and the new Top Gun, Tom Cruise. I was going to go in the military when I believed this. My father was in the military. Worked at the Pentagon. So I told you, Gerard was CIA. Shut up. Okay, grow up. Learn how to be an adult for just a minute, ever. Right? I wanted to be in Top Gun. Why? Because of the music. I wanted the F-16s, right? Maverick, the women. It always comes back to women. Y'all ain't ruled the world. Y'all ruined the world. You know what? It always goes back to women because, I can go to a club and a bar and sing She Lost That Loving Feeling, and hang out with the boys, play volleyball, join the military. But that's what Hollywood does. It dramatizes and it reinforces that identity, But I look at things at the root cause, people. Always look at the principle of things, or you will always end up eating some poo-poo. Anything in is delicious. Like, what's the guy? What name of the guy from the Matrix? What's the guy that's eating it? I know it ain't steak. Oh, but it's delicious. Now I'm gonna sell out everybody and get us all back in the Matrix because they make it taste good. It's just poo-poo. Y'all, it's just poo-poo. It's just poo-poo. LGBT community is a cult of personality. It is. And I listen to Ty because listen, Ty is experienced in this area. Ty will tell you, when you attach an identity to a group of people, they always make you stupid. My point with LGBTQ is my same point with autism, my same point with cancer, my same point with all the chronic illnesses, all the pandemics that nobody's worried about right now because they believe the television, all the ones we're ignoring. All of those things came from a corporation. All of them. All of them. They all came from a corporation. They were all experimentate. They were experiments. They were food. They were candy. It's in the water. It's in the air. You bought it. It's in your shoes, the plastic. It's all corporations. That's why I'm excited about today's Michigan protest and people standing up. They're standing up to the fake authority, the 40. You're not an authority. You're a 40. You're a child in a costume. But I'm gonna kill you. I've got a gun. Okay. What, is that all you're gonna do? Is that it? That's what you're just gonna kill me? We're gonna kill you. Okay. I heard you the first time. You at the child's table. It's Thanksgiving, baby. I'm at the adult table. I have no time for your little childish games because you got a badge and a uniform. Whether it's Elmo or police state, I don't give two damns. As long as I'm here, I'm gonna say things exactly how I see. I got a purpose for here, and I have no idea what that purpose is, but it damn sure ain't to eat poo-poo and convince other people that it's steak. No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. My husband wants to get one so bad. What's he want, Max? He wants some poo-poo? I hope he doesn't. No, that's bad. What's your husband want so bad? Ronald Reagan was the 5 AG union president. He was hired as you know what? I can't see it. The poo-poo's in the way. Hold on. But you know what? Let me go to the comments. I'm way back in the comments on the other side. We'll get down to it. Let me see. The last president to go against Israel was murdered. Thank you, Brother Tony. And we figured that out, right? Like we started at the top. Like, okay, they killed JFK. That's a bad idea. If the president of the United States, somebody can kill him and get away with it. That's probably a bad thing to keep voting for. You realize who did it. All right, okay, they close to Israel. Well, what's going on in Israel? Oh, it's the Jews. No, come to find out it's not the Jews. They the same nice people live next door. Okay, so who is it? It's the Zionists. Okay, yeah, well, I guess it's another group, another identity, another problem, another part of the system. But once again, don't hate the player, hate the game. Keep digging down. Okay, well, why they? Well, because a long time ago, There was a guy who happened to be a Jew, doesn't matter if he was, and he, I forgot his name, one of the old Rothschilds. He didn't believe in the whole erasing debt every 7 years. So he figured he could use interest to make money, keep the debt, and start the first central bank. And then we have today. It literally started right there. But if you drill it back to the whole point, if you can keep a nation and everybody in it in debt indefinitely, you have a permanent slave plantation. And it doesn't matter if the government's feudalist, it doesn't matter if the government's tyranny, it doesn't matter if the government's communist, socialist, or capitalist. It's crony above it. And you rule the world. That's all they need. That's exactly how it happened. But people have to drill back. They have to start at a certain point and start asking the right questions. You know, some people started at the USS Liberty and they started drilling down from there. Like, how does this make any sense? Why is it that when U.S. aircraft are going to defend their brothers and sisters on the USS Liberty, why would the president call them back? We're supposed to be a team. The television says we're America. It's like, no, they got rid of America back in 1871. America does not exist. It's all a corporation at the top. Was Obama against Israel, Sinclair? No, he was not. He was in line. Not against Israel. Israel's the wrong word. There is a global cult. There is a cabal. Remember when they banned something? That's how you know it's getting close to the truth. David Icke, he's banned all. I've never seen a global ban on a person before. The UK, he said there is a global cult that runs the world, and we don't even know who that cult is. That's what I'm saying. We don't know what the plan is. Don't trust any plan. No, don't trust any plan. We don't know what the root plan is. But what we do know is Obama is in sync with Trump. We know Obama was in sync with Bush. We know Bush is in sync with Trump. We know that. So these men, I think that they're just guys, though. So it's not an anti-Trump thing. I think they're just guys. I think they get in office and they're just playing the game, you know, and maybe they feel they can do a little bit of good, you know, and maybe Trump did. Maybe Trump went in intending to free America and help and do the right thing based in his indoctrination, how he was raised, and what doing the right thing is. But once you get in, you get to sit down. You sit down at that table, and you realize that this ain't the adult table at Thanksgiving. This is the child's table, that we actually don't run things, that nations aren't actually in control, that there is no billionaire, trillionaire stupid enough in the world to let a nation be run by its people. And they get told what to do. And after that point, all they can do is talk between the cracks. So is Trump talking between the cracks? I think he is. Did Obama? I think he did too. I think that they realize that we're all going to die. I think they realize it's a big club and ain't none of us in it. None of us. And the only way you will shut it all down is we all got to walk away. It's a belief system. This is literally a belief system that we're trapped in. Somebody sent me a thing in Trump's speeches where they were going through the different aspects of the things that he hides in speeches. And it might be that he hid them in the speech, or some people, it's because it's for Q. Like I said, I'm not interested in that. If he's talking between the cracks, we do need to pay attention to what's being said between the cracks, but then apply it to what we know of global power and global currency, not apply it to what we know of people on the national level that fit our identity, right? Nope, that's not it right there. Did y'all see that? That was Ivana sent me the, that's a good one. That's a good segue. Y'all want to take a break and talk about UFOs for a minute? She sent me a good article. Hang on. I was trying to look for Peg's message. And then we'll get to that, where Trump is kind of talking between the cracks on stuff. Right here. I found this to be interesting. When things in your world don't make any damn sense, start asking. Let me show you this right here. She sent this to me last night. I'll talk about the real world, the ecosystem that we live in, that's hidden from us because they're out there in space doing who knows what. This was it. She sent this to me. It's the Pentagon the Pentagon, they want quantum sensors to track faraway aircraft, right? Which is interesting. And you can read the article. I'll post the link. The Pentagon just put out a call for new sensors to use a quantum technology track and monitor distant aircraft. So number one, it has a question of how come they not hiding in their houses scared of the cuckoo virus with everybody else? That's number one. How come they're not trying to cure it? Why aren't they working to save us? If you read the article, it's a GPS system for space. Well, why are they working on a GPS system for space? Well, it's for Space Force. No, because if you understand GPS, you could literally just push it beyond the planet and that'll control the satellites, know where everything at. It's for positioning, right? And it said they need accuracy of positioning. Well, why do they need accuracy of position? Well, we've sent probes to the furthest reaches of our solar system. That's pretty damn accurate. Pretty damn accurate. When you actually look at the distance that is, where you can send a craft and land it on a rock or take pictures or be in orbit over a rock, then send it to a couple other rocks called planets or big rocks or Plutos. We have accuracy all throughout the solar system. Exactly, Jeannie. Then you got to ask why. You got to use your common sense. Remember, you live in a zoo where they don't tell the monkeys any damn thing. Anything. Use your brain. Well, if we're flying in a solar system and we've got absolute accuracy within the solar system, why would the Pentagon want a GPS system for outside? You don't have the ability to get outside the solar system. Right? Put the pieces together. Once again, I keep taking people back to that damn F-18 gun camera. For the first time, they finally told you they have free energy. They finally told you that Bob Lazar was correct. They finally told you that they're flying around. And you don't even need like insider information to know that. For me, when I read that and I replied to Yvonne, I let her know. I said, well, you know, when I read this, the first thing that comes to mind was a post Susan Jewell made. Susan Jewell made that post where the guy was basically talking about all the secret spacecraft we have, which are just free energy technology, all related to the 1,000 patents that they hide from you that are classified and they get you off fighting over climate change. Remember PooPoo? That's right there, PooPoo. They got you fighting fossil fuels and they're hiding 1,000 energy patents from you that the engineers who created these technologies, which were some were free energy and others were closed, want to have them released. Well, they use that in these spacecraft. And Susan's post was a guy who was saying we have 20-some light drives that get close to some or faster than the speed of light. The fastest one that they're working on will get to the center of the Milky Way galaxy in 45 minutes. That seems crazy, doesn't it? It seems crazy. But when you realize that these people own the world, they own all the information, they own all the media, they've owned all the technology, they own the patent office, and if you make something that's even close to being important that can create a light drive, they steal it. Okay? These people are criminals. They're not authorities, they're criminals. Right? And so linked up to this article right here. And the other thing I think about is Susan Jewell's whistleblower post. But then I think about Bob Lazar and all the rest of them talking about, yeah, we didn't have these craft. They've been flying around for a minute. They got free energy. Everybody's going to work for nothing because they really don't have to go to work. We aren't slaves to gravity. They solved that a long time ago, starting with Nikola Tesla in freaking 1910 or 1940 is when he did it. And it was before that. You had the monks and when the British went over there. And then it walked me into the inside information I had, which was the two retired congressmen, the congressman and the congresswoman who sat right there in my face and said, oh yeah, we made our first starships in the 1980s. 1980s, we've been flying around. And these are the same people I said, but you know what, you're not gonna fight it. Don't even try to fight it, right? Because I was asking about politics. I was like, what do we do? He said, you're not gonna solve it with politics. Like, we don't even know who these people are, right? You can't fight people you don't even know who they are. We don't even know the powers that they have. How do you fight that? And he said, just live your life. Just go on, have babies, have some kids. They're going to do what they want with their world. The only chance we have is we take it back from them. So I linked that to that. And so why would they want that technology? Why would they want to know GPS for outside the solar system? Because they already are. We're the dummies here fighting each other over Obama and Q and Trump and universal health care and climate change. And they got technologies that we can't believe. And this is why I think you got the whistleblowers at DARPA saying we have to stop. We have to release this technology. We have to stop operating on a Cold War footage or Cold War footing. That's the mission statement for DARPA. We don't know what they have. We have no idea what they have. A good theory somebody else put out there on the social distancing. Who posted that this morning? I forgot who posted it. she asked a question. She said, well, why is it 6 feet apart? Why do they want people 6 feet apart? I was thinking about that because once again, that's Pigpen science. We talked about that yesterday. Pigpen was not a scientist. He was not a scientist, and his dust cloud, his bacteria, dust, dirt, funk cloud did not stop at 6 feet. It goes beyond that. And not only does it, and if it goes beyond that, then you know small particulates that end up causing problems with viruses go beyond that. Why would they have 6 feet? And I was thinking about it, and I said, well, 4G is 2 feet. I got to be careful what I say here because you're not actually even allowed to connect certain things. So I won't connect those things. I'll just say, well, we know 4G, the distance in the waves was 2 feet. 2 feet. All right. And we know that you can use these waves to determine where people are in the house and around. You can use those waves to put together a picture of where people are. So if everybody's 6 feet apart, then it doesn't have, you know, it actually makes sense that there'll be distance between people and you can actually track people. And she said it was for the tracking app, and it could have been for a tracking app. I don't know. But once again, these are technology that stretch the edge of what you can imagine because they have technology that's not even fathomable. All I can do is tap into the technologies I've seen and the ones I didn't sign NDAs for, or not, that's an Obama NDAs for. I'll never do that. Prison, I'm not interested in. But once again, you send people in costumes, children to my door, then that's going to be the end right there. Right, and so it could be that the whole 6 foot distancing thing is just because they want people standing apart. They need to know where everybody's at. They've always been trying to track us. That's why they put all this tracking stuff on your cell phone and your laptop and your car. They want to know where you are, where you're going, who you're talking to, listen in. And probably one of the last pieces of the puzzle is to be able to affix to exactly where you are. And if people are standing 6 feet apart, then it actually makes sense that they could use that for a tracking system. Not that they're up to anything nefarious necessarily. Remember, the system doesn't hate you. The system just wants power. It just wants control. All of this is like a spiritual, weird thing that I'm not going to convince you I understand. Everything is just about control. They want to control you. So I found that to be interesting. That's not what I wanted to go to. I love the free energy discussion because it lets people know that, yeah, I mean, they shouldn't be at work. Like if you're enjoying your time right now, you should be enjoying your time. You shouldn't be forced to work for people who treat you as a slave. I think everybody has a role to play in. I think as long as we don't get lost in what the role is, right? As long as we don't get lost in, everybody has a role to play. You know, it's easy to get out here and talk about who's right and who's wrong, yelling, screaming, fussing, fighting, acting crazy. But the reality is that we all, in different ways, fight the system, and we all, in different ways, help the system. All of us. I'd love to say, you know, like people will post stuff like, Gerard, you woke AF. I heard the first time a young person said that to me, somebody underneath the age of 29. I'm woke AF. I didn't know what woke AF was, but then I realized what the AF part was, and I just laughed at it. And I was like, I was like, everything that come out my mouth, they allow. Everything I post on the line, they allow. Everything I read online, they literally control what I listen to when I sleep. They control, because when I go to sleep, I put this little plug in my ear and I'll listen to Coast or a few other things that put me to sleep. And every time I wake up in the middle of the night, or if I'm playing my laptop, I'll hear Neil deGrasse Tyson. What the hell? I'm like, I'm trying to sleep. I'm trying to sleep. What the hell Neil deGrasse Tyson talking for, right? You know, and I realize what they're doing. And this is crazy, but it's real. They control the playlist, like the autoplay on YouTube or whatever you do. You know, I'll start off listening to something that's wild and out there because I'm interested. I want to get little bits and pieces of the matrix if I can find it, right? Because I was exposed to some of that, and everybody's exposed to something. I'll go to sleep on something that is unpopularly possibly true, and then they turn on videos that try to walk my subconscious back into the common understanding, the popularity. And that's who Neil deGrasse Tyson is and the rest of these guys. They're not bad guys. They're just they're in the system like everybody else. They're thriving in it. And when you get to the top, there's limits to what you can do, or they'll treat you like David Icke. If you get close to saying anything that's true, you're done. Your career, that car, your binge, your kid, the schools they're going to, all of that's finished. Right? because they make the place nice and delicious. They tell you it's organic vegetables, right? It's organic tomatoes right there, cherry tomatoes and some croutons. Got a little dip and creamer. And you got the little bread chunks, the crouton things. You got some nuts and there's that dried tomato right there. Got some green onion, and then they put the PooPoo on top. They give you a nice, beautiful way of life. Wonderful lifestyle. But it always comes with the PooPoo. That analogy works so well. Let me go. I'm gonna show you this Donald Trump thing real quick. And so I don't know. I don't know if we're under martial law. They have so many laws, so many ways to skin the cat. It's almost impossible to be able to figure out what really is going on. All you can do, once again, is stand on principles. You know, when you see a piece of the matrix, you start to understand some of the coding, post it, tell other people. You see something that's a solution, then post it. Share that information, right? And then as a collective, we might be able to put together what's going on in time before we all become soil. You know, I personally think we make it. I do. I think we make it. I think that we are in a fantastic place. I've never seen so many woke people in my life. Never. And it's not woke AF. It's just woke-ish, right? They control everything. But this was a video that talked about Donald Trump is no longer the president. I was kind of joking on the Gaylor fucker. I thought that was pretty funny. But his name is Pete Gaylor. Donald Trump is no longer the president. Meet your new president, Pete Gaylor. And I don't think he knows Q. And if you go down and read it, explain yesterday, and I guess this person's in Wyoming. Yesterday, the state of Wyoming became the 50th state to declare a state of emergency. This is the first time in U.S. history that all 50 states have declared a state of emergency. And if you look at that, it says this invokes the Powers Act Executive Order 12148, signed by Jimmy Carter in 1979. You can go click on it and read it. I did, and I got bored with it because it's basically the same stuff as the other order, 12148, the same thing as NDAA, Obama did, whatever. Basically, it sum it up, you're a slave, you don't own anything. You can't go anywhere unless they say so. They're going to put children in costumes to tell you what to do. So if you're a child and you believe they have authority over you to tell you what to do, you're going to go along with it, or they're just going to kill you, right? And so that everything flipped over. Is that true? I don't know if it's true. I don't really care if it's true. To me, it doesn't actually matter. It doesn't actually matter. Because I think if you understand the Act of 1871, that's all you need. Remember we say, like, there are different ways to skin a cat? They always have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan F, plan blah, and you keep going down all the plans, right? Patricia discovers plan A, like, plan A, Patricia, you got it. All right, but then they got a plan B, right? 1913, 1933. They've made sure in various ways that they won't fail. And that's why G.W. Bush from Bush Magazine or George Magazine can tell you that they're not going to fail. They have so many ways to safeguard what they're doing. I think there was this video right here. It walked through some of the quiet things that he says, and I'll post the link so you can go to the page and support this person. But I want to go through what Trump talked about.
Trump signed the National Emergency Declaration.
Don't do that. Hang on. Here we go right here.
FEMA took over. Now this is March 13th, 2020. Listen to what he's going to say now. This is right after he signed the national emergency into effect.
It is only the beginning of what we're really doing, and now we're in a different phase.
This is only the beginning of what we're really doing, because what they're really doing is putting everything in place to start the New World Order.
Now we're in a different phase.
The different phase that he's speaking of is that he is no longer president, and he has given full power over to FEMA when he signed the National Emergency Declaration.
We had some very old and obsolete rules. Those
old and obsolete rules are also known as the Constitution of the United States.
That we had to live with. It worked under certain circumstances, but not under mass circumstances. Under mass circumstances is being under FEMA rule. They were there for a long time. They were in place for a long time, and we're breaking them down now.
They're definitely breaking them down because the Constitution is suspended.
And they're very usable for certain instances, but not for this.
Because they can't go forward with their plan with the Constitution, our constitutional rights, still intact.
To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency.
So he is officially telling us in a coded message that we are now under the rule of FEMA, no longer having a president.
And it goes on, and you can watch the rest of it. Then he goes and meets with FEMA and blah, 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 blah. And once again, I don't know that it's true. I know that there's a global cult that wants to run the world, and it makes a whole lot of sense. It's a fantastic thing. I used to follow this brother by the name of Tom Woods. If y'all know who Tom Woods is. He used to walk through the bureaucracy, right? Which y'all call the deep state. We still got people, I'm sorry, I was thinking about viruses. And people deny that there's a deep state. There absolutely is a deep state, because it makes sense to have a deep state, right? If you actually have a government that people elect, then they can undo it every time they put somebody in office. So you have a bureaucracy that runs America, definitely runs America. And whatever happens in America usually is a model for the whole world. If it's successful here, it's successful there. If you have a bakery in one town that does great, and you got a bakery in another town, that other bakery's not gonna say, hey, let's do something completely different and let's try to figure out how to make money. No, they'll want a franchise. You know what? We're gonna steal their idea, and we're gonna do exactly what they do because it works in their town. We're far enough away. We're gonna do the same thing here. If selling chicken on donuts works over there, damn it, we're gonna do it here. And of course, now you got the cuckoo flu that came out. Why? That's people like eating chicken with donuts. And that means in other countries, they're gonna sell chicken with donuts. But you have a deep state, right? You want to be able to control the nation, president to president to president to president to president, especially if that is the tip of the spear of how you're taking over the world, especially if that's the tip of the spear of what you consider the police state, the global police state, the one who will invade anybody for any reason, with people stupid enough to believe that you're freeing those people or giving them democracy or freedom or any other dumb thing that they come up with. Right? They're hurting their people, Morales, and they put out a death threat for Morales, right? Like, and this is what I'm saying. You can't get tied into the identities. You cannot get locked down into them, because literally they put out, is it an assassination death threat on Morales's life? The Trump administration doing what the Obama administration did, right? And then they say, oh, we're conservatives. You're a conservative? You believe in thou shalt not kill, and you have somebody who you're calling Jesus in office that is literally saying, we will give you money if you murder this man. You know, Morales is a child of God. You know, God sent him here like God sent you. That's what I'm saying. People, they tie their identity, get lost. And Obama did the same thing. The kill list. That's, you know, I figured out Obama a little earlier, but when he came with the kill list, I have the authority to kill anybody in the world, including American citizens, and put that in the NDAA. That's what I'm saying, that these people, it's all the same energy. It's not the people. It's there. If you got a Christ consciousness, you have a dark energy that jumps around in different people and it controls them. And if you attach your identity to theirs, you're gonna get in trouble. Because that's the best way. Like, because the enemy's never gonna come as somebody you don't like. They're always gonna come as somebody that you like, and you attach your identity to them, and then that dark energy takes over. Perhaps. There was a Denzel Washington movie, and I keep forgetting the name of it, where the demon would jump from person to person just by touch. Like I said, I was pushing it on if the demons exist, if there's Baal and Basil-Bob and whatever, who the demons are, you know, but there is dark energy that exists on this planet. There's no question. And it doesn't stay in one person. It just jumps around and jumps around. And more on the whole pedophilia stuff, pedophilia, whatever you want to call it. Like we talk about killing people. This is one of the other things that we talked about, which was, have you ever killed anybody? Have you ever killed anybody? Like imagine if you were driving your car and you were texting and watching YouTube or whatever, watching the road, and you accidentally crashed your car into another car and you killed a child. What would that do to you? Like, we had this discussion a few months ago. It would jack you up. Most people, it would bother you. Your life would change. You wouldn't think the same. You wouldn't go to the same places. You would need some time. You would probably become a more humble person. You'd probably discover Jesus or Buddha, Shiva, somebody. It would change your life because you're a human being. It would bother you that you killed a child. You would see over and over the car seat and blood in it because you were texting and driving. It would bother you because you're a human being. Psychopaths are people who are empowered by those warrior genes, 27 warrior genes, who can do things that regular human beings cannot do. Like they can drop bombs on children day after day after day. They can murder people they don't know and don't give two damns. They don't feel anything, right? They got that ice cold ability to work with, you know, the people who took G.W. Bush took orders from, the people who actually run the world, the people who actually own the resources and own the central banks. There's something about the highest levels of government. When you get there, they take you, whether it's energy, spirits, creatures, I have no idea, but you have the psychopathic ability to bomb people day after day after day after day after day. You have a psychopathic ability to send weapons to nations where you know they're just using them to rape entire towns of little girls. Don't tell me about pedophilia. Don't try to tell me that your leaders are fighting to save children and all they do every single day is murder children by dropping bombs on them and giving guns and weapons and tanks to people who are raping them. Stop. Stop. Or continue. I really don't care what you do. You're not going to bring that bull chisel to me. I'm too old. The same reason that Sister Sheena told you that she's not going to let two kids in costumes lock her up in a room. I am not going to let you come to me with your bull chisel. Love you to death, but I'm not eating poo-poo. Not going to eat the poo-poo. That's poo-poo. If you're killing kids, that's poo-poo. That's not a salad. That's doo-doo on some lettuce. I'm not buying. Not eating it. All right, we're going to do comments and I'm going to get out of here. Let me see. Can't take it back without insiders, silent striders, which many of you don't believe exist. I agree with Ty. I do agree with that. You cannot take it back unless you got people on the inside. And the good thing is we do. We do have people in Homeland Security. We've got people in the FBI. There are people in the U.S. government. There are people in the Australian government. The problem with all these systems in DARPA and Deep State and Pentagon is they're all full of people. That's the bit. That's their fatal flaw, which is why I'm saying we all win when we work together, because they're human beings. They can't kill people and be okay with it. Somebody on your staff is not going to be okay with it. You might, that dark energy might be in you, but it's not in your subjects or people who work for you. It's whistleblowers, right? Like, so there's always people on the inside that are helping. And this is why we got to stick to those principal levels. Stick to the principal levels. If you're killing kids, I can't get down with you, right? If you're going to save kids by killing them, I can't roll with that. That's not pure. It's not beautiful. You know, but everybody's used in different times. Like Kennedy, JFK, like y'all know I like JFK. I think he was gonna try to do the right things, but he was from a criminal family. Be honest, let's just be honest. The Kennedys were not nice people. Not initially, they were a criminal family. They were in the big elites of the family. They were in that club. But for whatever reason, he turned on the club and he started talking about the things he was gonna do to help people. And then they killed him. Just for talking about it. And that's how I know not one person is doing this. It takes everybody. And they win when people get into these emotional fights back and forth about the saviors. That's when they win, because they divide people up. Don't let anybody divide you for anything against the other poor people. The fight that's only existed since the beginning of the human race is the haves versus the have-nots. That's the only fight. That's the only real fight. And when you take out the have-nots, you take out the system, or you wasted everybody's time. The system has to go. It's not the people, it's the system. You can take out Hollywood, and they're going to put in Bollywood. You can take out Bollywood, they're going to put in Nollywood. You can take out Donald Trump, they're going to put somebody else. You can take out Barack Obama, they'll put somebody else. So it's not in the people, it's the system. That's the problem. Let me see. Number 6. It's very important in the occult. They bury you 6 feet under. Ooh, just a thought. Thank you, Brett. And numbers are important. I don't understand a whole lot about numerology, but it's definitely important. We know the LED light spectrum for the indoor growing 20 years ahead of NASA. Water soil optimization and in foliage reproduction methods better than the Koch brothers labs. It's 20 years ahead of NASA. Okay, Jimmy. I don't know a lot about that. I know Jimmy from Grow Lights, and I have a lot of them, unfortunately. I mean, the best we've done is like 60% of the grow light spectrum. Then they have other lights that are beyond that. There are corporations that keep things private from NASA and private from these, these cabals. When I worked in the private sector, Jimmy, I realized there are people there who understand how this works, and they don't file for patents. They don't always. You can either keep something secret or you can file for a patent. But if you send it to that patent office, they're going to look at it and determine if it fits with their agenda. And if it does, they steal the patent. And I think corporations figured that out, inventors figured that out. And so now that's why when they create things, they just keep them secret. That's why people don't hear about things like free energy. That is definitely a good example. It's just how the patent office is designed. The patent office, it's just an office within the United States Incorporated, right? Which is a for-profit corporation. It's not profitable to allow your slaves to make guns and free energy and things so that they don't have to work. They need you to work. They need you to stay in a forced labor camp. Oh my goodness, y'all are getting down deep. The murder of my sister's son has never been found. It was a hit and run. He had to wear a ball cap due to the fact that his skull was caved in, and they kept his body for 3 weeks or so to investigate. Well, Miss Tree, it's a sad story. That is a sad story, but they know exactly. Well, I won't say they know who did it, but they can find who did it. Right? We know this, and this. I'm gonna use that example as the point of. This is why we don't need to reboot things back to normal. That's why I appreciate the protests and people getting upset, but we have to have a clue about how this system never worked for us. It never was for us, wasn't designed for us, and it's not even there for us. They have cameras everywhere. They listen to everything. They've been recording every phone call in this nation probably since they got rid of switchboard operators. We know that for a fact. Right? You don't get away with any crimes unless they want you to. They know it all. They see it all. It's just they don't really care. Like, those systems aren't there for us. Those systems are there for them. And I don't want that world. I don't like a world where they literally let psychopaths run around and they turn them into psychopaths because it scares us, which they can take more rights from us. This is that whole MS-13 thing, right? They starve up gangs. They starve up skinheads. They starve up Black Panthers. They starve up, the Prayer Boys, and they starve up the Antifa. They starve up these aggressive groups. They starve them up, and they get you to turn on the group instead of saying, well, maybe they were just babies at first and the system doesn't work, right? That's kind of how my mind works, but I don't want a world back where people get raped and they could care less into investigating. People get murdered, cut up, whatever, and they're fine with that because it feeds their agenda the same way they got a prison industrial complex. You take a child, get him with a dry plant, throw him in prison. He's not a monster yet. He was just a kid trying to make some money. And you turn him into a monster. You put him in a cage with other grown men at the age of 17 or 18, you make a monster. And then you release him. Why? Because it scares people. So when it scares people, which is why they don't work in a recidivism rate, then people give up their rights because they want more security. And he who trades his rights for security will lose both. And so we lost all of our rights and we lost our security. They can figure out ways, consent or not. Absolutely, Shelly. Which is why this whole martial law thing, I started to say, I'm not so worried about it. Like, I'm not worried about the new orders and stuff that they put in. We never had rights to begin with. If you really think about it. I mean, we're not citizens. We're commodities. Commodities don't have rights, right? So at this point, like, consent, I think, Shelly, is for part of the matrix, right? It's part of the show. I think states have laws, and probably beneath that, there probably are some things, I guess you could call them laws. But to go along with this narrative that there is a constitution, there is a Bill of Rights, that you do have rights, they have to do things that are based in consent because it helps other people to believe in it. I think if they were just flat out honest with us and just acted like we were commodities all the time to everybody, then they'd have a problem. They need the mass majority of people to believe. They need the mass majority to believe in the system, that there's a virus. You need to stay on lockdown. It's helpful. Social distancing, all of that nonsense. That's the only reason why I think that they don't treat us that way. It's been since 1871. Sue Brigman, oh my gosh, that's my old buddy from way back. We used to march for children a long time ago. before there was going after the pedophilias quietly and secretly, right? Sue will tell you, Sue was one of the ones. We used to read the laws way back then. We used to set up protests and that's when I woke up. When I woke up is when I started reading the laws back when I was even before I had a frontal lobe. I think I was like 23. And I started realizing that, wow, human trafficking is literally a business. It's a business. And that went back to, what was that? Bill Clinton, Welfare Reform Act. And I'm sure we even went back before that. But once again, they have means upon means upon means upon means upon means of making sure that their plan gets deployed. All of this vague language is fake disclosure in order to obtain consent, which would make sense, Jonathan, right? You give the monkeys a little bit of information, get them to go along with it, and they won't even recognize the poo-poo. They make it vague and people give up. And that's why people don't read laws, Jonathan, because the laws they're written in pig Latin. They're written weird. They're hard to focus on. It's easier just to watch TV. They know, and I know, the incidence of alcoholism among a certain group. He was playing his guitar, holding a vigil for a young boy he had tried to mentor. Okay, yeah, they know, and I'm glad that you know as well. But that's why I always fall back on, if you look at the world that we just left, a world that empowered pedophilia, a world that empowers abuse in every way, a world not based in karmatic God law, but in theft and rape, aggression and violence. I don't want that world back. That world needs to burn. Jar, what is the link for something? And it just passed up. Well, the link here I'm going to post, and the other ones I always post them after the video. Sometimes it takes me a minute. Oh, y'all are going on about this Q stuff, huh? I guarantee that they did some sort of signaling they're required to do by law. Somebody said that, if we're talking about where they're required to state publicly what they're doing and why they're doing it to gain consent, something about the laws of the universe, something like that. Plagues of man and nature, so above, so below. Yes, absolutely, Carolyn. Common sense. A system is what a system is. It is just a system. If it works that way on the lowest level, it works that way at the upper level. If people on the lower level want to control their neighbors, then people on the other upper levels want to control each other's nations, and people above them, the banks, want to control the continents. If you look at how things work on the lowest level, you'll understand how they work on the upper level. Let's see. Demons, absolutely. Venom, Brother Tony, absolutely. A man with a kill list was given a Nobel Peace Prize. We live in a topsy-turvy, upside-down world. Yes, we do, Susan, where they will get people loving, kissing, and laying in bed with the Demogorgon. That's exactly what they do with the Demogorgon, right? And, we are in the upside down. But people don't look at it from a principle perspective. They look at it from an identity perspective, which is why I say I throw my identity in the trash before I go anywhere. I have no interest in it. Anytime I want to get involved in a truthful conversation, it has to be on root principles. You cannot take your identity with you, because people will attach their identity to Obama, Susan, and they called him Jesus too. He was Jesus also. Before Trump was Jesus, Obama was Jesus. And before he was Jesus, Bush was Jesus. We didn't have a couple of Jesuses in America, and people want to, it's a worship thing. And so when he goes off to kill people, it's like, oh, well, he's Jesus. He has the right to murder people. God gave him the authority over death and life. They convince themselves, oh, it's prophecy. This is supposed to happen. You're supposed to kill children in order to save the children. I'm like, no, that was not prophecy. That's Pentagon. That's a different P. That's what they do. They work with the white shirts and white hats and whoever that, they're gassing children. We need to go bomb millions of children to save, or bomb thousands of children and then get millions killed after it to save just 7 children. Like, they play that game, and I'm not, my mind doesn't work that way, Susan. I'm interested in reality. I can't do adult fantasy. The demon is the negative energy of that person, maybe. It could be, Max. It could be that we're all connected, quantum physics, we're all one energy. And if we're all one, then that energy can either jump by touch, it can jump by thought, it can jump in who knows other ways, or it's just a part of them. and it's just activated. Nobody really know. Well, I don't know how it really works, Mags. I just know that I know demonic activity when I see it, and I'm not going to call it an angel if it's obviously demonic. That's Kali Yuga. Yep, Christine, we're definitely in a Kali Yuga, and the next Yuga, whatever it looks like, that's up to us. It's either going to be more of this bank control, a few families rule and run everything, or we're going to build something decent. I don't know what y'all talking about, Miss Tree, but in a sleepy white middle-class neighborhood. I don't know anything about the sleepy white. I'm lying because I'm always in a sleepy white middle-class neighborhood. But before I was here, I was in a sleepy black middle-class neighborhood. And they do really, really well with the sleepiness, right? They when they can give you a delicious salad, they give you a nice middle-class lifestyle, car, house, freedom, security, all that stuff, it'll make you a great sellout. And they give you that privilege, and then you speak from that position of privilege, and you turn your back on everybody else or wherever you came from. The great thing about today is all the sleepy, white, black, anything, Asian, Latino, all the sleepy middle class, all the people who enjoy the taking that blue pill and the steak, they all about to wake the hell up. Oh, they gonna get awake. They're about to have that, what was it, the name of that movie, Platoon? Where this drill sergeant came in beating on the trash can. They about to get a wake up. They was sleeping for a long time, but they literally just looted the middle class of every nation they locked down. They looted them. That's why the protests are kicking up. They literally went in and robbed those nations. And most people think it's a virus. They robbed the nations. They didn't even use a gun. They didn't use war. They didn't use anything. They literally used their television, the greatest weapon of mass destruction that's ever been created. And they robbed everybody through their gullibility, their naivety, their lack of understanding of real science, not corporation science. And now we got to pay for the aftermath. That's where he was killed, Gerard. Oh, okay. That's where he was. And that's where they got the other young brother. But yeah. Yep. The stuff that so many are mourning is a loss of normal needs to be gone. 100% normal has been broken. Time to take action and fix it as each we best can. Thank you for that, Jesse. Absolutely. And this is where the whole telling each other what to do stuff has got to stop. This is where the whole narcissistic as above, so below narcissism's got to top. If you tell your neighbors what to do, you're bad as George W. Bush. If you're telling other groups what to do, you're bad as the elite at the top just telling what to do, what to do, right? If you put out that energy, it comes right back. Like I don't really see a big difference, Jesse, in bankers and people who have bank accounts, like me, like anybody. If you got a bank account, you can fuss about bankers all day till you're blue in the face, still consenting and going along with the system. The only difference is the banker's more successful at banking than you are, right? Everybody wants to eat the rich. They don't have the billions, but they damn sure got a degree, got a job, and they're working and they're keeping resources from poor people. They're no different. It's just the Bill Gates are more successful at it, right? That's what I'm saying. The problem isn't the player, it's the system. Don't hate the player, hate the game. It's the game that has to change from the very core perspective, from the very core level. When people start looking at their own mirror to solve problems, great things happen. They change their own behavior, great things happen. They keep looking to everybody else, keep grabbing heroes. Who's the next hero that's going to save us? We're going to be in big trouble. All right, Brother Ricky, good morning. Brother Daniel's in the house. An actor or performer, a beautiful soul, brother, but an egotistical mindset. One love. Oh, okay, y'all are still fussing. I'm avoiding y'all's fight on cue. Like I said, I don't do it. I'm not interested. I'm not interested at all. I'm not. Hopefully, I'm wrong, and the elite kings and lords and the people that are bombing children come to save children. I just don't see that happening. I didn't believe it under Obama, and I don't believe it now. I think the system rewards crime. I think crime pays. In order to get to the top, you have to be a criminal, or you got to go along with criminal activity. And you convince yourself that PooPoo is salad. And you take a little bit of evil, with the good that you want to do. And I don't think that's a way out of this system. Finally caught you live. Hey, Willow, what's going on? Yep, they just caught me live. I'm doing comments and I'm going to run. His son was Trump's best friend. Two great minds. All right, Susan, or Sister Sue. Oh, y'all are going back on forth on Q. Boy, y'all just want to talk about Q. Jakesha, good morning, Martha. I'm avoiding the Q stuff because, like I said, it's too emotional. A lot of people attach emotions to stuff. This is not emotional. We all need to make changes in our own lives, in our own mirror. Share your information, walk away. Don't try to convince anybody. Like, I'm not, the whole debating thing. I used to love debating. So I'm not talking about anybody. I'm just telling you the level I used to be at. I love debating with people. I'm right. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm right. And it's just too narcissistic. It's too sociopathic. And it's something we're given at birth. We are literally born to be created and forged in the shape of a sociopath and a narcissist. And I'm just not that sociopathic anymore. I am. It's just I found that bit in me and I took it out, the whole debating. Because one, we really don't know what's going on. And two, to try to make somebody else think like me is to me, it's a violation to a degree. Right? Like to try to make Susan or Jonathan, Jeannie, Daniel, Ty, Jakesha, to make you think like me is breaking you. I don't want to break anybody. That to me, I think that's dumb. I think you individually, your experiences and the data you have forge you into the perfect creature you should be. Just disseminate the information and let people and walk away. Wipe the sand from your feet, move the topic, but don't get too bogged down in trying to make other people think like you. They're not going to think like you. No matter what Jeannie says to Daniel, Jeannie is not going to make Daniel think like Jeannie. Now, Jeannie could be a thug, in which she is. She can force Daniel into capitulating. How different than that is from a violence-based system pretending authority, right? You can use strong words, you can use emotions, you can use creativity, you can use all kinds of ways to force people to capitulate and agree with you. But what's the point? They don't believe it. You just back them into a corner. Yeah, you raped them, but they let you do it because they were scared of you because you had a gun. That doesn't fix anything. That person is just waiting to get back at you later, right? We don't solve anything by making people believe what we believe. Like if people believe what you believe later, then great. If you were wrong later, great. If you were right later, great. But by forcing somebody, how different than that is than the system we have right now? That's just more poo-poo. That's all it is. It's just you're just trying to get somebody else to eat your poo-poo. And your poo-poo is for you. You're American. You're supposed to put in clean water and flush it while most of the known world doesn't have fresh water to drink. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, don't care what people think, y'all. We're adults. Just be an adult. Then who cares? That's all I'm saying. Need a link to that speech you featured. Okay, I will, Jeannie. I'm just going to finish up the last comments and I'm going to run. Most people's level of certainty on practicality, on practically everything, when they can't possibly actually know is astonishing to me. Well, Patricia, and you're right. But as well as you are right, I got to say that was me too. Oh, that was me. I knew it. You couldn't tell me a damn thing. You couldn't tell me nothing. Oh, I knew it all. It's like, it's funny. Like when you're a senior, I think when I was a senior, I understood like the word freshman. I thought I was told a while ago, the word freshman means you think you know every damn thing. But then you finally grow out of that and you realize like, dang, I can't believe I used to be a freshman. And that's what life is. Life is consistently and constantly attaining new levels and different categories. And that's the great thing about a dynamic lifestyle of learning and being able to be wrong. Be able to be wrong, learn, leave everybody alone, offer your data and keep moving. Don't get bogged down in the debate. Best that you can, because it brings about negative energy. Maybe not in you, maybe you can handle it. In other people, you might create that negative energy that feeds the GW Bushes and the negative energy, the things that we're trying to fight, lowering everybody's vibe, right? Like I said, that's why I don't really get into arguments, because I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area. I don't cuss at people because cussing to me means something very different. Very, very different. Cussing to me means that you want to have a physical altercation with me. And I don't like to go there. I'm a man of peace. I mean, Bringing your police state to the door, your kids in costumes, yeah, it means you want to fight. Cussing at me means you want to fight. That's why I don't cuss at other people. But for other people, that's normal, right? Like they can do it and they move on. It's no big deal. But sometimes you end up in a situation with somebody else and you're cussing at them or you're bringing them this negativity and you think that that's their culture as well, and it's not. And then you feed the dark energy. So anyway, so my point there is my stance is just to avoid it. Put out what you believe and keep moving. There were times that I had my heroes too. There was a time where I knew who the villains were too. Because thinking somebody's a hero is just as bad as thinking they're a villain. Same thing, different flip, but the same thing. Same thing, it's no different. And so I'm not interested in the villain side of the fight either. It's insignificant. I think, Brother John, what did he just say? Somebody said, yeah, Q is completely irrelevant either way. And this is my point with what Jonathan said right there. It's all irrelevant. Like, what does it matter? If Q is who they say he is and he's doing great things, that's fantastic. All right, it'll happen. If he's not, that's good too, because then it'll be obvious, But us dividing the family up and fighting over is just something I don't think is worth the energy. There's so much confusion between knowing when to say yes to yourself and no to others. It's all because fear of death. I agree with that, Sharon. You have to get rid of fear of everything. Can't have fear in anything. And fear of death is how they control the zoo. It's how they control the farm. It's how you make a tiger obey the Tiger King. Did you watch Tiger King, Sharon? Did y'all know that Tiger King was scared of tigers? Which is fun. This last episode, I know I wasn't supposed to watch it. It was dark energy, but crazy show. Crazy show. But the last one, they just did a new episode yesterday. So 2 days ago, I had to watch it. I watched it, and they did a wrap-up interviews with everybody. And one of the guys explained, he said, did you know that the Tiger King was actually scared of tigers? He's like, he wouldn't go nowhere near them cages unless he had a gun. Oh, he was scared to death of them. Anytime that they had to film, he would film with the nicest, most calm tigers. He would not go in with aggressive. He was scared to death of tigers, which is probably why he shot 5 of them and it wasn't no thing to him. Crazy psychopathic show. No different from today. When you give people the power, when you believe their costume, you believe that shiny sheen in the cape and you make them into a hero, then they can be a villain. And they will be a villain, because they should be. Because you just made them a hero, and everything in this world is about power and money. You just empowered them for absolute corruption. It is their job to become absolutely corrupt. I think Donald Trump was fine till y'all broke him. You made him the president, you broke him. He's absolutely corrupt. No choice. Obama was fine till you gave him power over the nation, or perceived power. Blind following. Once you have blind following, you're done. The only reason I stay humble is my friends keep me humble, and I beg them and I ask them to keep me humble. That's the only way I make it. Otherwise, it's like, oh, okay, well, you got this platform, you're talking to people, listening. I tell everybody, do not listen to me. You want to break me, you want to make me stupid, listen to me. Right? If I say something that makes sense, let's run with that. If I say something that doesn't make no damn sense, post a link and say that's crazy. That's the only way we make it. Other than that, we all gonna die. We all gonna be some nitrate eventually. Let's just, hopefully, we'll be nitrate that feeds our children healthy, organic, fresh food in a free society, not feeding the elites GMO food to their kids, because they killed us all with the killer robots because we was too busy fighting each other. We just didn't pay attention to what they were doing. It's poo-poo on a salad. That was what today is about. Please stop ordering poo-poo from the menu, from Hollywood, from the deep state, and expecting it's going to be a delicious, nutritious salad. It's going to boost your immune system and protect you from the cuckoo flu. Y'all are insulting each other. I'm going to try to avoid that. Y'all don't insult each other. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm avoiding comments. Boy, they going, ain't they? I'm back in comments. Maybe they calmed down since. The problem is we stay engaged. We do not step back and breathe long enough to think. There you go, Jeannie. Go on, Thug Life. Tell them. Breathe. There's a great song, Alexi Murdoch. It's called Breathe. It was on the last episode of one of the Stargates. You should listen to that today. Alexi Murdoch, Breathe. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. Breathe. Breathe. When people are breathing, you're not discombobulated, not angry, fighting with somebody else, got a snot bubble in your nose. You're getting oxygen into your brain and your body. You can think clearly. You can do amazing things when you can think. When you get upset, you get aggressive, you piss somebody else off, they're upset, the negative energy, you can't think. I like to think. That's why I don't let too much upset me. You ever notice that when I'm talking, we'll start talking about children or something, I start getting mad. I start getting, you know, I'm not breathing. I'm not breathing because I don't like this world. I don't like a world that bombs children and gives people superstars and heroes and villains. They go off and fight. I don't think we should have this world. But then I'll make a joke. I'll laugh. I'll move on because I know me. I know me very well. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Didn't who said that? Hulk? Bruce Banner? Nah, y'all like, you might like me now. You would not like me upset. So I do everything I can to not get upset. You know, I breathe. You gotta breathe. When you feel yourself starting to get to the edge of that cliff, you gotta step back and breathe. Step back and breathe. It's so important. That's why it's a part of that technology called yoga and meditation. You gotta breathe. All right, I think I'm getting down to comics. People talking about moving on, so hopefully people are moving on. I can't even see if y'all replying to me or somebody else. I'm just avoiding the argument. No, that looks like they're still. Oh, they took the fight to PM. Oh, that wasn't really the point, but okay. I don't block and I don't censor anything. Just keep that in mind. I don't block and I don't. The only time that I would ever block anything if it stopped the conversation, because then I'm being the authority. I don't want to be the authority. People inbox me. You know what somebody said to me? You know what Jeannie said to Jimmy? And I'm just like, well, I don't really care what Jeannie said to Jimmy. It's not my, I'm an adult. I don't have time. Breathe. Breathe. You need to block this person. You need to shut this person away. I'm like, no. I just need to let everybody be adults. Uh-oh. Breaking news. Del Bigtree. Thousands protesting. I think they're talking about Michigan. Hang on. And that's a good thing. And this is what I'm saying. It's time to be positive. We can do positive things because positive things are happening. What is this? 1,000 protesting? This must be Michigan. Oh, they got signs up, all kind of interesting. Hang on, look. Take a peek at this real quick. That's this something to me. I'm gonna take a peek at this and I'm gonna get the hell out of here. People are standing up. People are tired. They're tired. That's why I say it's a great time that we live in, because people are tired. They've done this slavery for so long. They don't know the answers because they've been enjoying slavery for so long. Walk away from the hate, we're all human, and we don't segregate. Just like women, I'll make America great. Thousands protesting. Yeah, this is Michigan. Y'all supposed to be at the YMCA, letting everybody know that they made HIV. That's where you're supposed to be. Why? Because we need to have some lawsuits. We need to end the lockdown because it's all a lie and fraud. YMC Bank, we need to have a lawsuit. YMC Bank, we need to shut it down. This world sucks. Everybody got costumes. They come as police, firefighters, and DHSs, and we know that we ain't So anyway, that's good. I'm glad to see it. People, look, ain't no social distance. Oh, they got floats. This is the one where the lawyer is behind it. He's the one behind the lawsuit. This is where we need to go. So I told people I'm not interested in their money. You know, you talk about money, but you want that money from the IRS tax credit things. And nope, I literally did something to make sure that I don't get it. It ain't coming my way. I don't want their money. And if they mess up and I get a $1,200 check, I'm gonna make sure that I use it for the growth system I'm working on. That's open source that I'm gonna give away. That's what I'm gonna do. Is this a Trumpathon? Is it Trumpathon? Is that a Trumpathon? Thousands protesting the lockdown at Michigan's state capitol. Did they hijack the protest? Is that the Q people? They hijack? Did they hijack it for a Trumpathon? That's why I don't protest. Oh, they in the streets, got cars, shutting down the road. Isn't that funny? Weren't they not supposed to do that? Weren't they mad at Antifa for shutting down the road? They shut down the road too. Wait a minute. Ooh, did I see a swastika? What is this about? Somebody called me. Actually, I don't even care. To me, I don't care what people think. As long as they're in the street and they're not social distancing and they don't have masks, it's all good. People are protesting. They're protesting if they should be. Why? Because you're not monkeys. Help me, dog groomers essential. Yes, help her and groom the dogs. They're shutting down her family business. They're shutting down her business. That's a good way to approach it. You got to hit them at the bottom line. Remember I said don't believe in money, walk away. You know, you can't tell You can't see the enemy. You don't know who the enemy is. Uh-oh, the video was interrupted. That's it. You don't know who the enemy is. Hit them in their pocket. The money. That's it. That's all they know and believe in is money. Hit them in the pocket, take that money, give it away. Stop believing in money, walk away from the system. An enemy that has no will to fight won't fight you. As long as they believe that they shut Dell down. They shut it down because that's the world we live in. The world we live in is if you actually start putting true things out there, that'll happen. I'm about to get out of here anyway. Is the lawsuit. The guy behind the Michigan protests, one of the organizers is a lawyer. That's the rightful solution to being treated like you do not have a Bill of Rights and a Constitution. And hopefully people who launch the lawsuit and they start to read the law will realize that, oh, we don't actually have a Bill of Rights and Constitution. You can't sue a corporation for not honoring your rights because we never had any to begin with. And then you really start to AF. you really start to wake AF. I heard on TV today that that we will need a social distance for 2 years or until everybody is vaccinated. They think we are their slaves. Well, Clemencia, they know we're their slaves. And we, by I mean the vast majority, they know that the vast majority are their slaves and are still watching. I'm not. I'm a barbarian. I'm gonna shut the system down. I'm not scared of them. Anything they bring to my house, I'm not worried about none of them. That's what I'm saying. I started off yesterday happy because of what the Surgeon General said, and then people made me sad because Trump capitulated with the deep state. He's not president no more, and all of this stuff. And oh, we're gonna be on lockdown much further. I thought the system was figuring out, but that's kind of how I think the yin and the yang works. The wave, the crest, and the lower part is that good things started to happen. People started to realize that they are faking the numbers. They started to realize doctors were starting to stand up. They got to swing back, and they swung back. But I think they lose this one. But they know they got slayed. They know the vast majority of people are sitting at home, watching that television, scaring up some nocebo flu season virus when doctors are now questioning if anybody has actually died of this virus. And we'll find out down the road. All truth is revealed in time. I might be nitrate at the time. I might be innocent, but that's okay. I'm gonna do my bit while I'm here. My bit while I'm here is to be a human being, stand up for the humans. So all we can do is look at that salad and say that's not a salad. Well, technically it is a salad. That technically is an economy, technically. But it's got a big piece of doo-doo on the top, and I'm not eating that. That's just not, it's not going in my mouth. That's poo-poo. My grandmama said, you don't let anybody play with two holes, and one of them happens to be at your mouth. I am not putting that in my mouth. I'm not going to sell out. It's just not going to happen. Not going to sell anybody. Oh, here's speaking of doo-doo. You know, in Orlando, anybody live in Florida? They have a restaurant that serves food that looks like animal poo-poo. Put that on your plate. Yeah, they I think they're cupcakes or something. Somebody down in Orlando, if y'all know what that is. They have a store that makes food that looks like animal poops and droppings and stuff. It's like, no, this is a very weird world I live in. I don't want to go to a restaurant, eat anything. Because I have my placebo thing works. If I even eat jackfruit, tastes too much like meat, it'll make me throw up. No, I can't have that. But it's the world we live in. It is the world we live in. Let's start wrapping this up. Just Mick resistance. Oh, so it's not a real resistance there, Jonathan? You think that they're just lining up? It could be. They could be, but to a degree, probably from a historical level, there probably never really was a real resistance. It probably was all Mick resistance. It probably all was. And probably what I'm doing is Mick resistance, right? Because we don't ever know the darkness at the lowest level. I think people protesting the system is a fantastic thing. It's a fantastic thing. Now, people protesting to go back to slavery, I hear what you're saying, but those people are upset. And upset people are more prone to listen than people who are happy sitting at home watching television, scared of a virus and hoarding masks and social distancing to solve global economic problems, which is what this is. Turn the cheek, no fight, use thought. Absolutely, Sandy, and remain calm. And remain calm. with a suspended constitution, can they sue? Absolutely not, Sharon. They can't. That's the fun part. You know, but the lawsuit is like a Mick resistance. If you do it, you start a conversation. You start a conversation, but there is no constitution. You can't, and I don't think the right word is suspended. Because they can't, a corporation can't come into the United States and suspend the Constitution, right? What they did is they put the Republic, the American Republic, in timeout, right? It's still there, it still exists. It's just they don't have a military. There's a guy, I forgot his name. Somebody post his name. He is the American president. You had the people from 50 states got together as the American president and voted for him. He's the president. And he rides around, and I think he spends time in and out of jail because he doesn't have a military. The military doesn't know who the president is. They think the corporation is the president. The Pentagon serves the United States and corporation, all caps, not the actual American. And this is the part of Sharon, a part of the whole sovereignty movement. I don't understand yet. Some of my friends here understand a bit better. Is that you remove your consent to be a citizen, which is a commodity via a birth certificate of the United States Incorporation. And by default, you go back to being an American citizen of the Republic, where you have freedoms. So I think those people can sue, Sharon. Those people literally live in America and they have a constitution, they have a Bill of Rights. They just don't have a military to enforce it. They ain't got no judges, ain't got no prisons. They have no way of enforcing it. It was a coup, right? 1871 was a coup. They literally created a corporation and said, this is the government. And they paid all the congressmen and senators off to go along with it, or they threatened their lives. I have no idea. And so the American Republic is still there. It's just not what we're dealing with. What we're dealing with is this whole, whoever created the UN nonsense that George Bush was talking about, whatever plan they have for the New World Order. So anything within the United States Incorporation, anything that you sue over there, you can sue all you want. Nothing will happen because nobody's going to enforce anything that you actually win. But to me, I think the lawsuit is a great thing because it starts a conversation. And the more conversations we start about the world not being the way that it appears on television, the better chance people can keep beating it down to the root cause, because we don't actually have a government, we have rulers. Yep, time's up, I gotta go. That's why I got the music on. I'm about to walk out of here. Get the last couple, see if I missed any comments from anybody. My husband has called me a heathen for all of our relationships, 18 years. Anna, I don't understand that. Why are you a heathen for all of our relationships? And what is a heathen? That's a good question. Words are interesting. Boston had a massacre that triggered a revolution. And that's what we don't want, Jimmy, right? That's what we don't want. We do not want a revolution on U.S. soil. That's the end of the world. It's literally the end of the world. People need to be in the street protesting with peace. They need to walk away from the system because it's the only way you fight it. That's the only way you can actually fight the system, is not believing in it. You try to take on a violence-based system with violence, then you're just gonna get everybody killed. It's like, no, we can beat them. Okay, let's say by chance. By chance, you can get together enough people, enough guns, enough bullets to evade the lasers, the death rays, the UFOs, the 4Gs, the 5Gs, the 3Gs, all the weapons they have that we don't even know that they have, in the laser rifles, and you can actually beat them. Do you think Russia and China are just going to sit there and say, oh yeah, we're going to wait and see who wins the American Revolution and respect that government? They're going to sit back healthy and organic the same way they have, untouched in all these other revolutions and fights, and wait till you win. Because when you win, you're going to be so beaten down. And let's say that y'all don't win, which is what's going to happen because they can get all of you. That's exactly what they can do. They're going to get all of you. And the U.S. incorporation wins. That's building a new world order. You know, if Russia's not a part of it, in which they actually are. We don't have as much conflict as we think. They got a Rothschild bank too. You know, but let's say someone wants to invade. They're going to wait till you're done fighting. And so whoever wins that revolution is beaten into almost non-existent. They're just going to come in and blow you up and take the nation from you. Right? Because they have a military that's completely untouched and they're not even battle hardened. They'll just come right in and take everything. Or just zap you from space, because Russia got the satellites too. Our only way out of this is unity. It's the only way we get out. We all die, or we all discover unity and we all walk away. And the bill is 700 pages long. Nobody reads those bills, Ms. Tree, but people like me. Very few people will read the law, but they'll vote for legislators on television, on the billionaires' TV, with the billionaires' legislators to solve problems the billionaires gave them, to wait on big cures that the billionaires are bringing them, based in industries that have models based in what killed millions of people and paralyzed 400,000 children in India. That's what people do. That's that television. It is the only weapon of mass destruction you got to worry about. Why? Because you can have all the guns and militia and flags and all that stuff you want. They got the television. As long as they got that television, you in trouble. You can shoot everybody they got in Homeland Security, and they're going to have millions more. You can shoot all them, and then you got to go after the FBI. You can shoot all them. They got the television. They're going to bring it. It's a never-ending fight. Your solutions have to always be nonviolence. That's why they killed Martin Luther King. That's why they killed him. That's why they killed Malcolm X after he figured it out. That's why they killed anybody who actually figures the system out. Anyone who realized it's actually coming together and it's freeing the people from the control systems around the world. That's why they killed JFK. They didn't kill him when he was one of the big families. They killed him when he realized that the world needs to be free and was going to take away their darling, the Federal Reserve. As soon as you turn on their power source, you're in trouble. And that's what's happening right now, is you have a global banking cabal that's probably shifting. They're just shifting our ownership to new management. It's probably like an auction. They're determining, how many Americans need to be there, how many Australians do they need to keep, how many people in Britain, because the new farmer is there. He wants to farm. He bought the farm. He's determining, using Georgia Guidestones, depopulation, whatever you want to call it, they're auctioning. They're like they're going through the states. Who wants Alabama? Alabama. Who wants Texas? Texas. Who wants American? Who wants Maryland? They're trying to figure it out, and they're determining who is going to rule, while everybody's sitting at home scared of a virus. And when the new bank gets that, because if you look at the Federal Reserve ledgers, once again, I always go back to that. I just like simple data. Look at the two ledgers. You got one ledger that's filling up. Why? Because those bankers are cashing out. It's not for you, it's for them. They're selling America. They probably might be selling off, dividing up the states to determine who gets to stay. Maybe they released a bioweapon plague, which a lot of people believe it is now, to go around the world, kill off the old people because they want the old people. They can't work. They're not as good as slaves. They don't want to take care of them. They won't even take care of you. They got the automation that's going to even replace you if you make the cut for the new farmer. And that's about it. There's an auction that's happening, and you're going to sit in your house scared of a virus watching television until they decide what they want the new world to look like. And they're just like, no, I need the farm to be more profitable. It's like selling any business. It's not as profitable as it should be, so we got to get rid of the people that make it unprofitable. The pharmaceutical industry didn't have enough power, so we need everybody to be vaccinated. We need to make sure that they stay profitable. So we need these new orders and laws, and the martial law feeds into that. And it feeds into this whole new world order thing. And George Bush told you that. But, what do I know? Yeah, power and money probably don't run your world. PooPoo and salads run your world. That's what it is. Emotions and politics and identity control the world. The billionaires are stupid enough to give the planet to people so they can run their governments and affect the trillions of dollars in power that they've developed over thousands of years of colonization, war, killing and murdering, building an iron bank so they can give it to you so you can go vote out their legacy. Anyway, I gotta get going. Listen, y'all have a great day. I gotta go. It's Gerard. Love y'all to death. Stop ordering the PooPoo platter and you won't have to eat PooPoo no more. That's PooPoo. It's nasty and it's disgusting. And generation to generation, that PooPoo gets bigger and bigger and bigger on the plate, and other people want to convince you to eat it. I don't like steak. I don't like the Matrix, so I ain't eating none of the steak. I don't like PooPoo. Comes out of that end. Ain't supposed to go in this end. We learned that by the age of 4. Pretend you're an adult. Act like an adult. Don't listen to children in costumes. Don't matter the costumes. You're free. You are under God's law, one law of karma, not under anybody's law that has guns and tanks and bombs and pentagons and prisons. Those are demons, dark forces. You are not subject to them. You are subject to the Almighty. You are Almighty. You are a God. That's it. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all. This is Gerard. I'm out. Bye.